All right, and welcome to the show. We're here to talk about the human body antenna. Can it happen to you? I did some really simple Google searches for this, just to show um, how connected and how easy it is to turn the human body into a human antenna, into an antenna transmitter. And right now we're listening to, 432 hertz alpha wave by Healing Energy for Soul. Good channel. I've used them before. Hi, Chloe. Good to see you. All right. Let me see what volume is on this. Oh, really high. Okay. Wait for a few people to roll in and then we'll get on with it. Time for a smudge break. I love doing these simple searches. And, if you guys have anything you want to share, please post it. I know some of you are doing research. I know Colin is. Big time. He was worried about sharing links in chat. And I'm like, no, please do share your links in chat. He thought that I was getting in trouble for that, but I haven't. The only thing with links is that I'm not allowed to pin them to the bottom of my videos because I've been limited. Super secret double, I don't know what you call it, banning. But yeah, so yeah, you can post links all you want. Please do that. All right, let's take a look here. So I did a very simple search. I typed in turn the body into an antenna. I think it was can you turn the anyway. Overall AI overview. Yes, the human body can be used as an antenna in a few ways, including harvesting radio frequencies, RF energy. Researchers at the University of Massachusetts Amherst developed a coiled copper bracelet called Bracelet Plus that can harvest energy. The bracelet can be worn on the upper forearm and can harvest up to microwatts of power. This power can be used to support health monitoring sensors. Sensing touch gestures. That's interesting. The human body can be used to sense touch gestures on walls and appliances by receiving electromagnetic noise from the environment. This noise comes from power lines and appliances, such as dimmer switches, mode power supplies, etc. Harvesting energy from visible light communication. We'll get into that a little later. Scientists at the University of Massachusetts Amherst developed a method to use the human body as an antenna to harvest waste energy from VLC. VLC is a wireless version of fiber optics that uses LED bulbs to transmit data. The waste energy from VLC can be used to power small electronic devices. So very simple to do, apparently. So researchers have employed the human body both as a signal conductor and an antenna by passing electromagnetic waves from conductive pad to the body. These waves are in turn picked up by antennas embedded in a tabletop interactive surface. Can you use your body as an antenna? Human body antenna, a system which uses the body as an antenna for real-time whole body interaction. Let's see what more was. Human antenna senses whole body gestures without any instrumentation to the environment. How does that work, eh? What is the human antenna theory? When a high-frequency alternating current is applied to the human body, the body acts like an antenna in transmission mode by radiating part of the energy and dissipating the rest as heat. Isn't that cool? Hi, Loretta. I woke up last night in pain that this was all the Truman Show, and I was actually alone. I think I've been watching too much reality. Hi, good to see you, Loretta. That's funny. Yeah, too much reality. There's a graphic I wanted to show you too here. These are layering of systems, sensing systems. W, WAN, RAN, MAN, CAN, LAN, PAN, BAN, and then Nano. But down here in BAN, right above Nano, is the body area network. I don't know what PAN is. I'm not sure. Oh, you woke up in panic. Oh, in a panic. Oh, that's not good. Hi, Termir. Good to see you. I'll put the old invite button up there. Invite link. Anyone want to pop in and have a chat about anything, any subject? This is just what I'm covering right now. Where did I want to go? Oh, yeah, here. So IEEE photonic human body. Oh, that's later. Sorry, not that. Not that. Let's go to body area network. This is a wiki search, so that's kind of fun. I'm going to finish my smoke up here. You fell asleep? That's all right. I understand. That's a good one, Loretta. Yeah. What would it be? When ran man can land pan ban nano. I don't know. It's kind of like a scale, eh? So it's almost kind of like the mantras and you know, what do you got? Like hang ham yam vam oh ram lamb. You know, as long as it rhymes. Yeah, been okay. Oh, Richard, hey, haven't seen you for a while. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, as long as it rhymes. That's funny. All right, so let's give this a read. This is fun. So a body area network, the BAN, okay, down at the bottom there, just above nano, also referred to as wireless body area network, WBAN, a body sensor network. Did you catch that? A body sensor network. BSN, or medical body area network, is a wireless network of wearable computing devices. BAN may be embedded inside the body as implants or pills, may be surface mounted on the body in a fixed position, or may be accompanied devices which humans can carry in different positions, such as in clothing, pockets, by hand, or various bags. Devices are becoming smaller, down to the nano. Shows you right there, nano. Especially in body area networks. These networks include multiple small body sensor units, USBs, or sorry, BSUs, a single central unit, a BCU. Despite this trend, decimeter, tab, and pad-sized smart devices will play an important role. So what are decimeter? Are those teeny tiny? They act as data hubs or gateways to provide a user interface for viewing and managing band applications on the spot. The development of W-band technology started around 1995, around the idea of using wireless personal area network, WPAN, which is just above W-band. Where were we? WPAN wireless, where were we there? 1995. So the development of W-band technology started around 1995, around the idea of using wireless personal area networks, WPAN technologies, to implement communications on, near, and around the human body. About 6 years later, the term band became to refer to systems where communication is entirely on or in the immediate proximity of the human body. W-band systems can use WPAN wireless technologies as gateways to reach longer ranges. Through gateway devices, it is possible to connect the wearable devices on the human body to the internet. This way, medical professionals can access patient data online using the internet, independent of patient location. So the concept. The rapid growth of physiological sensors, low power integrated circuits, and wireless communication has enabled a new generation of wireless sensors networks, now used for purposes such as monitoring traffic cops, infrastructure, and health. The body area network is in interdisciplinary area, which could allow inexpensive and continuous health monitoring with real-time updates on medical records through the internet. So a number of intelligent physiological sensors can be integrated into wearable wireless body area networks, which can be used for computer-assisted rehabilitation or early detection of medical conditions. This area relies on feasibility of implanting very small biosensors inside the human body. Remember, we looked at nano. That are comfortable and that don't impair normal activities. The implanted sensors in the human body will collect various physiological changes in order to monitor the patient's health status, no matter their location. The information will be transmitted wirelessly to an external processing unit. This device will instantly transmit all the information in real time to the doctors throughout the world. This is not that hard to understand. They have sensors inside you. They can use your blood as a sensor as well. They're collecting your heart rate, your blood pressure. They're collecting your glucose level, and many other things. This device will, around the world, if an emergency is detected, the physicians will immediately inform the patient through the computer system by sending appropriate messages or alarms. Currently, the level of information provided and energy resources capability of powering the sensors are limited. While the technology is still in its primitive stage, it is widely researched and once adopted is expected to be a breakthrough invention in healthcare, leading to concepts like telemedicine and MH Health becoming real. So yeah, what do you think about that? Hey, how you doing, Squirrel Sniper? Yeah, we wonder why these ancient gods wore metal headdresses. Yeah, full armor. Under the same skies, yeah. Cloudy or chemtraily, eh? All right. So it talks about the nanosensors in the body. It's quite invasive, I think. They're finding ways to get it. They have ways to get it in you that everybody's working on. Putting it in the skies. They're putting it in the food. It's amazing what they can use as sensors. Almost any particle, air particles. They can use metallic particles, plastic particles. Um, Pretty much any particle that can be manipulated or bounced a signal off of, which is almost anything. Hi, Max. Full armor says it right in the Bible. Yeah. I'm going to watch a small video in a bit. About a half an hour video. Again, it's Sabrina Wallace, but she's got some neat information we can take apart. So let's do a little more reading here. Initial applications of W bands are expected to appear primarily in the healthcare domain, especially for continuous monitoring and logging of vital parameters with patients with chronic diseases such as diabetes, asthma, and heart attacks. A band in place on a patient can alert hospital even before they have a heart attack through measuring changes in their vitals. I don't want you guys inside my body. A band on a patient with diabetes could also inject insulin through a pump as soon as their blood sugars levels increase. A band can be used to learn underlying health state transitions and dynamics of a disease. Wow. What are you using your frequencies for now? Other applications of this technology include sports, military, or security. Max, you can't go up there. Please don't go up there. Extending the technology to new areas could also assist communication by seamless exchanges of information between individuals or between individuals and machines. We know you're already doing that. There's the latest international standard of 802.156. Okay, read some of your chat here. Pluto has returned to the constellation of Aquarius. Each time it does, it brings the same signature down on Earth, recorded in an isometric pattern. Nice. Signature is the takeover of governments by civil unrest. Yeah, and they're preparing for that. That's what all those 5G towers might be for. They practiced in Wuhan with 5G, and we saw the images of that young man falling down in the streets. So, how do we stop that? Maybe full armor? Apparently, they're pretty good at getting through metal now. You know, people are finding that their Faraday bags and stuff aren't working anymore. And that sucks. What else did I want to show you before we went to our video? Oh, here, web architecture and wide body area networks. I just want to show you the images because it's interesting, because every image has a bunch of people in it, or people in it, with sensors and nodes that you're not carrying around. It's not a phone. Max, leave that alone, please. Some of them will be, but they have these placements of these sensors and nodes. I can show you. I have shown you. Let's go to our video here. So this is a video by Sabrina Wallace on biofield learning, she called it. Going to listen along and possibly then interrupt every once in a while.
that. People still waiting on biofield practice. And then there's nanocom. There's all these different things that people are like, hey, what are you doing over there? Plus, I have a life and I'm trying to heal the rest of my body. So that, and we have rock painting. It's right behind me. I haven't moved it in like 2 weeks because 2 weeks. I keep trying to get back over here. Meanwhile, oh my goodness, because they've got NATO people gathered at Mar-a-Lago and all these other things. I told you, it's life extension technology with augmented people. You think you might want to talk about it now? It looks to me like they might be trying to get that out there so they can talk about different things. That's what it seems like. So in the meantime, here on my channel, people want to be able to...
Hey, Mr. Obvious. Hi, D.
Coming back to center. And there are plenty of people internationally that have watched me, and they know that I'm all about the human anatomy that the rest of you are playing with. So there's a book, Michael Tsarian, and it's an Atlantis book, but it has a great historical indice structure. Now we have another set of data from somebody who did something similar to Michael Tsarian, the historian. However, this particular indice structure, full of dates and times and companies and people at job titles, is all about suppressing psionic abilities in tandem with the electromagnetic changes from the 1800s forward. I told you, I warned you, piloerection suppression inside the DoD chemical budget statement for 2022. R&D for DARPA had both piloerection suppression and magneto suppression. Now, why do you need that? Why is that necessary? And I replied, when I was little, I was pissed off right away. Kindergarten, first grade, second grade. Why are all the other children so stupid? Their brain is being suppressed, pressurized. They can't think. That would bother me. Don't ask that question too many times. You get beat enough, you stop asking. It was more than just their brain tissue. Internal organ suppression. Why? To encourage monotony. N-O-T-E-N-Y. What is that? When you suppress the albumin production between internal organs, they never grow to their fullness. So radiating the brain and the constant stress of the social setups with high school and never letting you form your own brain tissue. That's just part of it. The other part of it is continuing to suppress your internal organs, all of them, heart, liver, everything. They can't work together properly. Perfect. What does that do to the rest of your development and growth of your spinal cord, your brainstem, your hormones? Neoteny, permanently adolescent. Now you'll tell me, oh, they did it all on purpose to all these people, not me. That's why I was angry, because trying to communicate with other human children, they're like, and I didn't understand.
Yes, I thought everybody in my class was a moron.
Their children don't have that problem, but their children are willing to cut throats. I wasn't. So inside these papers, what else did we discover? Oh, SRI, Berkeley. Yeah. What else? It's in the 90s and the 80s. Like I said. Yeah. And what are they doing? Psychic suppression.
That would figure.
So growing up,
you thought it was
different friends of mine, all the way from middle school to graduation.
No, makes perfect sense.
After graduation, 500 different peers. And I kept jotting things down, and some of them were able to use their abilities and get around the system. When 2002 came, that's when the biosensors were causing problems, even for the friend of mine that was a Demolay Mason and knew all the different mystery school, high magic ritual. He couldn't escape it. It nailed his ass. And I could hear it, so I was sitting there taking math notes going, what the hell is that? Why is it on you? How does that work? And I was the only one that could. Then the Crowley crap, using that stupid universal hexagram, and I took I said, all this data is coming through that sigil, that symbol. Why?
They electrocuted the hell out of her when she was young, so she's highly electrosensitive.
That about? No, underground computers, machine learning, metamaterials in the format of wireless sensor networks that talk like your DigiTwin talks to your body, like the medical body area networks talk to different networks that are specifically for fire and rescue, particulate that has to do with wound healing, particulate that has to do with haptic gear. That's all assigned in these networks. These are networks. They are systems. The consciousness peddlers and the energy workers, they fucked everybody up because they've got them all believing it's aliens. And I'm like, that's a computer system. They lied when I was little. They knew better back then. They had handlers, and then they go find somebody who just wanted to use their abilities, take advantage of them, make them do bad shit, but at least they could be normal. See, when you have natural telepathy, natural empathy, natural precognition, spiders eat with precognition. It's feeling the vibration of the web, literally their environment. So we're no different as humans, but they lie about all that. So everybody thinks it's magic, and God knows what else. For me, I never had any of that because I was a test subject. So just like with being here at home,
let me slow that down. I forgot I listened to everything at least 1.5 times.
When I was little,
speed,
I used to run through the lawn, keep the mosquitoes or the bugs away, the little gnats, by creating my pushing on my biofield to make it vibrate in a way that they didn't like. Then I could pick my berries in peace. It's anatomy. So
and to me.
all this different piloerection suppression in the various places and spaces, they have it locked down. What? The biofield. Why did they do that? Because that's what they're using, not only to control different equipment, to secretly communicate with one another. And how do you kick a hybrid's ass? Blow their amygdala like Hubba Bubba before they can get to the rest of their Hadoop loop and Spark, wireless sensor networks that make the air molecules around them respond. It's just one of many ways. I mean, where are we getting started here? And for me, that was the direct hit method. It's a little bit of telekinetics with what did they call it?
So you can blow up a hybrid's mind by hacking into their biofield with your biofield. So this would probably involve, being able to do piloerection and being able, like we can, to project ourselves outward. The amygdala would be, it's kind of in the Bible synonymous with the dragon, with the barbed tail and that. But in people that are like responsible for sending people to their death, people in high positions, sometimes it appears that they have an overgrown amygdala, and that allows them to be heartless. It can be either a benefit or a detriment, depending on how it's used.
Yes, that would tend to make sense. And actually what she's saying makes sense to me. I was one of those talented kids in school that I think they were experimenting on. Because
they're experimenting on all of us. Really.
Oh, sure.
There's nobody free from this.
But we had I was in some kind of a special class for talented kids. And we had some problems, let's put it that way. Every single one of us ended up with not being able to sleep very well.
Mm-hmm.
And not really being a lot of us weren't very kid-like. And it almost seemed to me like, because in a regular class of kids, I'd be around regular kids and I'd be like, why are they so vacant? It's like a bunch of...
When I was young, I went through both scales of it. At first, they thought I was really stupid. And then they thought I was really smart. So, yeah.
And they might be wrong.
I was in special ed class, and I was in both special ed classes, on the low end and the high end. So it was funny.
Yeah. Well, there you go. So, but it really, the gifted people, talented, etc. And that was a problem. I really think that led to a lot of my issues later on.
Maybe.
But yeah, there definitely is some kind of a program, because it was an entirely different state of being than most kids. There was nothing kid-like about it.
I remember the 70s. I used to, like when people would get into these emotional states, I would feel a difference in the energy. And I thought it was just them making the energy, but it could have been actually transmitted energy. Trying to augment their emotions.
Change the phase and the phase state of their cell structure before they can reach out and touch a wireless sensor network to flay a bitch.
Oh, let's go back on that. How to kill
I still don't know everything that happened to me, but I know some of it.
Yeah.
My berries in peace.
See how you kill a hybrid.
It's anatomy. So, all this different piloerection suppression in the various places and spaces, they have it locked down. What? The biofield. Why did they do that? Because that's what they're using, not only to control different equipment, to secretly communicate with one another. And how do you kick a hybrid's ass? Blow their amygdala like Hubba Bubba before they can get to the rest of their Hadoop loop and Spark.
All right. How do you do that?
That make the air molecules around them respond. It's just one of many ways. I mean, where are we getting started here? And for me, that was the direct hit method. It's a little bit of telekinetics with what did they call it? Telephagy or something like that. You change the phase and the phage state of their cell structure before they can reach out and touch a wireless sensor network to flay a bitch. Are we going to war? Like, is this really going to be?
Well, yeah, probably. Yeah, we
gonna
are.
sit here, sing Kumbaya while they eat everybody still. I mean, they've been at that since I was young, and I'm really kind of pissed off that nobody else seems to be honest enough to be like, okay, let's just talk about how does the body really work with all this stuff, which is all I'm trying to do. But as you can see, we get very caught up in going, "Are you naked?" Yeah, for the heart chakra is naked. Yeah, right.
Hi,
here in
Indy.
my chest.
What's up, man?
And then others, honey, can you wear this type of thing? I'll tell you, I wore a when I go to real battle, when I train, I have very tight. It's not what you guys call it.
She's like scanners, right? Blowing up people's brains, amygdalas. You know, movie scanners. You could just look at a person and make their head explode.
Well, I've made people's head explode before, but not like
It's
that.
kind of like armor because I want
Well,
to hold.
in a good way or a bad way?
There we go.
Or
I
both?
wear a corset. I can't.
Probably
Because of
both,
different things
depending
in
on.
my body, and I have to be able to move and extend
Depending.
my breath. But I do wear a very tight binding in about 3 different ways to come up and across and to support my chest. And then my hands are here. And then I
It
also
definitely
have
explains
it
a
so
lot.
that I can shift forward really hard in the center
Or
of my
blowing
back
other
if
people's
I
heads, you know.
Yeah.
need to, in order to keep my lower spine protected, because they hit there just as hard as they come at your neck. Yeah, we're just, when it comes to me, y'all are still
Your volume
fucking
is
it
low a
up.
bit?
You really
Okay.
need to get over yourselves and understand I'm just a disabled old woman. That's all I am. Only reason I talk at all, I think, truly at this point, is because the higher ups or wherever they are, they're like,
Hi,
if
beloved.
someone listens to her and survives, hey, good on them. I mean, if she's willing to teach them and, she's put herself out there and they're willing to learn, leave them alone. It's kind of universal law. If you think it all the way through, whether they're creatures or hybrids or whatever, all I've done is tell the truth. So for them, they're like, she's not threatening anybody. She's not trying to drive people into, what they're doing, narratives and herding people. No, if you want to know, hey, it's the skin, bro, for real. Like this is what they're doing and how. There it is. And so many of them, hybrids, people, you're the people that are involved with a lot of this. When they look at me, they go, "Oh, Sabrina," and I look back at them, going, "They deserve a choice." With finger wiggle time, and they're like, "Okay," they just keep on going because they know that's all I'm
Hi,
looking
Nina.
for. Within reason, over here they're like, "Bullshit! You're
Using
still
your
mad about
body."
the satellites." Yes, I am, because it's not fair. Different conversation. So, anyways,
You'd have to get caught up on W-band, Nina, and understand that we're being used as the cloud, blockchain, an antenna. You're the network.
Lingam, the stone of Shiva. Shiva. Yeah, I have a natural one. She huge, right here between my feet. That's my friend. It's my yoga lingam. I've had her for long, or him actually. This is the masculine version, but they're river rocks and they roll, and then they have a certain type of God's artwork that they come with. My big one has beautiful banding. She's all red and tumbly from the riverbed, if you know how they're created. Anyways.
Hi, Steve.
So all I continue to try to do is help those of you out there with natural telekinetics, telepathy, empathy. That's just bioelectricity in your neurons. But when you are able to project, guide, and they use beam steering and waveforming, you can use your own biofield. That's why I use my hands. They've been yelling at me about that from the beginning, the Masons. They're like, "Why won't you just use your whole body?" I'm like, because I ain't opening a plasma portal for you. Fuck you. No. I know how to do that too. Of course I do. Boeing. How did the people inside the Boeing planes get teleported properly?
Good question.
When you guys make the planes move. So that's it. That's all there is to it. I'm trying to help those that want to help themselves And religion is yours. That's sacred. I don't want to know how you spend your money. And I don't want to know or like how or who you sleep with. And I don't need to know your religion. I share about mine. And then when we go into biofield practice, I have certain practices that other people are like, hey, that doesn't work for me. And I'm like, it's okay. Find something that does by all means.
Yep.
And I'm not offended either. That way I can share openly. People can review and go, I don't like that, but that works really good. Yeah, that's called educating one another. And I'm not ego invested. It's okay if you don't or you do like what you see or don't. We're good. A lot of this going on right now. Brina! And I'm like, whoa, I'm doing the best I can. Luckily, we have our biofield practice channel, which is where the cool people hang out, because that's people like Lovely and Heidi. Heidi, I'm still reviewing your class, but I'm so mega proud of you. I hope that you'll give me permission to show some folks. Talk about courage. I mean, just bold right there. All right, we're going. This is what we're doing. Okay, that's what people need. I'm like I said, I'm still getting through it. I'm like, this is great, because they have to embolden to be able to feel their own skin, their parietal lobe, their somatosensory, and then roll your shoulders forward, expand your biofield, elongate, pause those markers, feel where you're at, push. The saturation indice structures that they're using for SAR, synthetic aperture radar.
Okay, I have a little bit of an explanation of what's happening there. She's opening up the back of her neck. In the pineal will start to seep fluid once you start that energy flow, and that will radiate down, and she's pulling it forward with her shoulders to expand it so that the flow happens larger, and then she's channeling that through her body and shoulders out to her hands.
That's
and radiating it where she wants.
There's other things too, because the people won't step forward, and then the nerds screaming and making fun of me or trolling me. So anytime they do that, I drop back to research and I find where's the next step that I can help them understand, because there's still so many nerds that are being ignorant on purpose. They're afraid. They're like, it's not that stupid aura thing. Yes, it is. No, it can't be. I've got a remote control and I've lived lifelong telling everybody just turn the TV back on. We know that's why you're in so much trouble.
Yeah.
Ayahuasca competitions with MTX Blue Thunder speakers were not for your cute little car stereo.
That's an old school
You don't
reference.
even need to take my word for it. I have contact from so many high-level professionals.
Been at this
who worked
for a
in
long
offices
time.
in downtown Chicago, who worked in offices in downtown Minneapolis. And I had dinner regularly with the vice president of MTX Speakers and Alpine back then.
Yeah.
You all suck for what you've done here, and you know it. This is people's own anatomy, and you just play with them, hitting them with signals.
Those rat
Nobody
bastards,
knows
eh?
but you.
Constantly
This is
collecting
anatomy.
data,
Everyone deserves at this
even
point
from your
to
speakers.
understand the transhumanism motion so that they can assess
The telephone,
their
the
own
old
environment.
wired telephones
Here on
too,
this channel, I teach people how to kick your ass, blow your amygdala,
measuring
and if
brain
you're
waves.
augmented and you attack one of our people, there is a good chance you'll lose your asset ID and your life for real. Oh,
That's what I'm kind of struggling with this whole thing.
I'm different, and I teach different. Like
When it comes to like precognition, synchronicities, just the fact that when I clicked on your video today, she's saying, she's hitting on certain ideas and topics that I ran across through just a couple videos I was clicking through last night. Even the song I made last night was from a video that I watched earlier in the day. It all ties in. So I'm kind of struggling with this. Okay, if they're hijacking our bodies, using us as antennas, and we know these Wi-Fi signals are flying through the air and they're all, passing through all of us. And sometimes things will happen so quick. I'll think a thought seconds before it comes up in a live stream or a video, and I've been thinking, am I just getting this? Is what's being played on my phone just delayed a few seconds, right? And am I getting these precognitive type of thoughts? Is this a natural phenomenon now, or is this all the hijack? So that's where I'm kind of at with all this, is like, how
Yeah,
much of my own thing going on? And like she said, why are they allowing us to? I had a video removed yesterday. I didn't get struck for it. I didn't get banned again, but I put up an Elon Musk video and it got like 8 views and then it was just gone. And it's just weird. Why not just wipe me off of here? Why, you know what I mean? It's just, I don't understand why, you know what I mean? They could wipe all of us off of here, but
yeah.
they keep us around for some reason. Or this information is allowed out. And we know they got total control on the internet. They could wipe and
They do.
change.
In their plans, they pre-plan for exposure in all of their things, right? They plan in the documents that eventually they're going to be found out.
And that's weird, right? That seems weird. If you're an intellectual trying to take over the world and implement it, why would you? That would be the first thing you'd want to do, like try to debunk flat Earth, or, they go hard after stuff like that. They'll send trolls out to hijack those type of ideas. But
Well,
and I guess
if you can't completely steer the ideas, keeping people in confusion is an alternative method.
yeah, and I do think there's that element of overwhelming us with all this can, for a lot of people can make them go into fear and shut down and go in denial. But I think we can look at all this stuff and we try to higher mind it all. I don't know how much of that is. Maybe they're just learning from us in that way. I really don't know. It's a weird game we're in, dude.
It's hard to know. Are you having precog or are they sending a signal?
Right.
Because she does talk about remote viewing and the fact that we could be being fed signals in our remote viewing instead of having an actual vision.
Well, that's where the discernment, my friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree, Max Vision. When I've tried the remote viewing, I feel like something's interfering, not giving me my own thought.
Well, I'm pretty sure they're watching us, because usually when I get to our destination target, if it's one you don't think they would like,
I got a phone call. I'm sorry. I'll be back.
Okay. There's usually an increase in pressure, I feel, just
And I
before
was falling
the
asleep.
destination. Usually just before the destination target, I can feel a increase in pressure. So they're trying to
That's
suppress.
Yeah.
Huh.
At least that's what it seems like.
I even wonder if that's why I would fall asleep before the destination.
Could be that. Yeah.
Yeah, they're sending vibes out to go night night.
Yeah.
Hey, also what kind of ran through my mind, with humans, I find us interesting, at least these last 4 generations that we're in, how we gravitate to the negative. Like in music, I've noticed more people would love, in my heyday, love to chant like burning down the house,
Yeah.
But if you play a song like, I'm sending you the love, they wouldn't buy it. They just wouldn't, my Sharona, they just had these hard words and yeah. Still today.
Well,
in rap.
it's even like that still, because there are people that obviously they're buying skulls, and I mean, I can sell, okay, as a person who used to be a vendor, I can always sell something scary anytime. I can sell skulls and flames and
Hi, Trey.
all kinds of scary stuff.
Yeah, no, you're
It
you're
can be
absolutely
a
right.
little harder to sell the nicer stuff.
Yeah, it's like our societies now gravitate to the dark. You're right. The leather, the skulls, the Metallica type look. Yeah.
And the guy that we were both had a shop in Cafe Press, he was doing better than I, but it was just his little drawing was of a dead character, basically. It was a very simple line drawing of a dead character, was doing better than some of my full color pictures. It was like weird. It was like, this is beautiful. Why wouldn't you want that? Well, they would rather have something that represents the end of the world, basically, or
Yes.
death, or
And
Yeah,
and
that's
on
all.
television, yeah, it's all dystopian futures and
yeah,
zombies. We have really you're right, and I think Max Vision's onto something that they're putting out a frequency or something. They're programming us towards this vision. This,
yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. They manipulate your emotions constantly. That's a constant.
Well, I'm pretty sure that's a fact.
That's what I've seen.
Yeah.
I've measured it, and it's measurable. So
People are pretty much, they don't know how whipped they are, really.
Yeah. No, not even
No
close.
idea.
Not even close. They don't even know that they're being used as an antenna. All
They
right, let's
don't.
go on for a little bit.
Lifelong. I didn't just start this. I started teaching literally when I was in
Gives
middle
us
school.
some good
You
information
guys
up
never
here.
stopped hunting me, fucking with me, and fucking with my life. So I don't have any fear of you. I'm not embarrassed by what I do. And
Yeah,
I know
they
where to
are.
continue looking to help the good people put their anatomy back, assess the situational awareness with real Pentagon directives, real market share, real cognitive electronic neuroscience warfare, NATO or not. And then that way people have a shot rather than, hey, just sit there. Yeah, we're doing stuff. We're busy. Book it up. Aliens. Oh, we're going to save you. Yeah, we're doing stuff. We're busy. How does it work? Shut up. And that's what we've been getting for 5 years. It's not okay. And if it isn't, shut up. It's, here's your magic amulet that doesn't fucking work, but it makes you feel good. Yeah. Well, you're saved now. There are no biosensors. Oh, we found a biosensor. Here's your magic amulet. You're safe now. It's called play.
She's talking about things like Super Patch, Aries Tech, other things like that.
Educating people. It's extremely disrespectful given that these are the weapons of World War whatever, even though they're down in Mar-a-Lago right now, probably working it out, allegedly. Working what out? The same plan that is still extant. But we'll
The plan that crosses
I'm very much
borders.
about rolling with the punches right now because you guys are playing
The
with
mask.
people, and I know this.
Yeah.
So there's no point in me jumping up and down and being like, hey, look over here. No, you go ahead and fuck with people. Have fun with that. I would like to continue to just quietly teach the actual biofield and finish up some nanocom and other things so that I'm focused enough to allow people to move in and out and help. The coloring book, I know you think it's dumb, not y'all out there, but other people, they're like, why are you doing that? Because I think that's also my bingo card attempt. I think that will help a lot of the people that are here who've been working, who've been reading and learning, because you're going to find out soon enough if someone says, hey, I'm a synergist, their education level is going to be so far beyond yours. That's one thing. Guess what else is beyond you by scope for a synergist in contrast? They have coping skills. Yeah, did you think that through all the stress and the drama you're doing to people, plus the disclosure of all these 20 years of synthetic biology, 30 technically, that takes a toll, both on the mental and the emotional. And you got to be able to keep your shit together so that you can help others. Yeah, welcome to coping skills. A little bit of laughter, a lot of support, a lot of singing, biofield practice. It's okay. Yeah, that's called coping skills. But you can't just do it today and then deal with it tomorrow. You have to practice. You have to figure out how much can you really take and then dump off the rest of that empathy. Don't take on other people's stuff center your biofield. Welcome to coping skills. Synergists have way
That's
more
true,
than a
Paula.
PDF.
Hi,
They
Paula.
have their own immune system. So what do you think they look like to the rest of you that are all the time? Well, they're targets. No. You little remote fuckers are decently backing away from the synergists on a routine basis, even by database. Why is that? Don't show your face. Put a mask on. No, you get my full face, my actual skin, and my real eyes right now in time. I see you. So does everything else. So now I'm sitting over here. I wasn't surprised
Hi, Trey.
because I did it that way. But I've been doing it that way since middle school. I'm like, hey, I can't be there, but you with your creator kick its ass. But you got to tell people that's even a possibility. You keep telling them, no, buy your magic amulet that definitely doesn't fucking work and sit there.
I bought a magic amulet. It kind of helped.
It isn't just magic amulets.
But one of those
Pills,
Q-links.
all sorts of stuff. Put your
Yeah,
haptic gear
me
on,
too.
live in
Might have been just psychosomatic,
No.
but
So that's where we're at.
maybe I was letting
Well,
them
we
lie.
really know she
Now,
knows a lot, but does she
frankly,
know
everybody-
everything? Does she know that
Well-
they really work or not?
Well, by my understanding of it, things like the Q-Link and all these Aries Tech and all these other things, they're actually leasing, and Smart Patch, Super Patch. There's bunches of other patches that are electronic in nature as well. I think what they're doing is they're leasing your MAC address and sending the signals through your body. So things like Q-Link and all of that are pretty much the same, I think.
I also think amulets could also be food related. Like, when people get emotional, we gravitate towards comfort foods.
Mm.
The wrong kinds, the Oreo cookies or whatever. Yeah,
It's true.
because it's everywhere.
People like their
Let me
comfort
paint
foods.
the rocks and bring people. Given I can't do lives, I still don't have a camera. He won't let me call my friend yet. Still working on that. And anybody else, I've lost my email now. I also don't have Facebook Messenger anymore. Now that's gone too. iMessage has been gone for 2 years. Yeah, isn't it great? So we're going to go ahead and gather the energy here and focus on biofield practice. No fear. I'm not worried about any of it, no matter what they do, because I told the truth of how it's been working since the 80s all the way through. And I can go back further than that. But right now, everybody is, kind of moving about. Biofield practice will help everybody because no matter what component you're starting at, it's stem cells, it's groovy tunes, building your confidence, not feeling so. I guarantee you, 1, 2, or 3 minute video, just one, then you go try it on your own. You will feel the difference. It's a physical effect, but not from me. It's you healing your own body naturally.
Well,
It doesn't feel good when you turn up the tunes. Come on, folks. Then when you are able to build up that confidence, just like Dawn and Lovely and Heidi and K-Dub, Clarity, and of course our lovely Solana, you go out there and you're like, okay, now listen, this here's anatomy. We're going to figure this out and help people. And they are ever grateful because they're like, I always knew that's what it was. Yeah. Oh, wait, hang on. Do you have dreams that come true? Do you see stuff ahead of time? Do you see in that blue light like those girls in India or whatever, or in other countries? Do you have a bindi? Some of us do. Third eye erection. Sorry. Pardon my nose. Apologies,
Max.
Dr. Whitehouse. Sorry. I know that there's a formal name, and also for those of you of the faiths in places like India and Pakistan, apologies. I need to learn the proper
Yeah,
terminology.
I'll give you her channel.
I was born that way, so I understand. But in those places, they train proper. And it would have been amazing to train in one of the temples where you can read the scrolls. That's how you train. You meditate, you center, and you read. Scrolls are kept in a special type of brass that you can read right through. That would have been fun. I don't have that, but I've read about it, and I always
Thanks,
wanted
beloved.
to try it in vicinity if I ever went or traveled to those places. Anyways, so please understand this is
Uh-oh.
Well, I'm only here for
Center,
a
and
short
you
time
read.
today because
Scrolls are kept in a
have
special
somebody
type
coming,
of
but
brass that you can read right
glad I could come.
through.
See if it'll play.
That would
Sometimes
have been
it'll get
fun.
a hiccup.
I don't have that, but I've read about it, and I always wanted to try it in vicinity if I ever went or traveled
No,
to
it
those
doesn't look like
places.
it's going to
Anyways,
play.
so please understand this is
Yeah. Let's see. We'll try forwarding a bit.
my body.
Okay. Let's go back.
That would have been fun. I don't have that, but I've read about it, and I always wanted to try it.
Okay. Have to go forward. Are you going to play? No. Okay. Looks like they don't want me to share the last bit. All right. So interesting stuff there.
Yeah, I like the idea of practicing mental rebellion against.
Mhm.
Mental
It's-
rebellion.
Yeah. Like
I'm
protection.
all for
And you
mental,
can
I'm
go
all for rebellion.
well, roll your shoulders, build up your energy, take a few deep breaths, and in and out, and roll your shoulders forward and feel that energy push out through your body to your hands.
Very yoga-like. It's
Yeah.
yoga moves.
Yoga.
Yeah, when I did it, I did feel better. I stopped. I should.
Yoga and yogurt.
Yes. Oh, perfect combination.
She does. She does take her videos
And
down,
Chai Chi and Tai Chi. There you go.
and she deletes her channel a lot too. When the algorithms get too harsh on her, she leaves.
Okay, well, I'm gonna look her up and see what else she's saying and see what I think about it.
Well, yeah, she's got a lot of information you can search out. That's where I ran into all of the fun information that I found. Was through learning
So
how
what's
to
her name again?
Synergy on Hold is what she's calling herself now.
Synergy on Hold. Okay.
Yeah.
So that I wanted to ask you if you got the picture that I sent you. If you did, I sent you a picture in email.
Let me check.
It's the back of Mount Rushmore. Did you get that?
Let's see.
Ramses, Trey says, yeah.
The ocean. Okay. No, not there.
I'm making jewelry findings, by the way. That's why I got the wire and the pliers. I'm wrapping some jewelry up. Making jewelry. Anyway, yeah.
Sent me to this.
There. That might be,
It's a short. It's a YouTube short.
yeah. It's a picture of the back of Mount Rushmore.
Okay, it's in this video.
Right there. That's the picture.
Oh, this is a statue of Jesus in a tree.
Oh, that isn't it then.
Okay.
Okay. Because there have been people that have been saying, we don't know what was at Mount Rushmore before the faces were there. There was also one that I sent you a while back that was, there is actually a picture of Mount Rushmore before they carved the faces. But
Yeah, I hear
I've
there's
lost it now.
caves I heard underneath that or behind it.
Yeah.
something, something. And that's
It
why
would be
they,
worth a remote view.
yeah, I think that's why they chose it, because see, they could excavate those caves without anyone paying attention, because they're saying, oh no, we're just carving faces on the outside when they remove rock. You know, like Shankshaw Redemption, you got to get rid of the rock somehow. Anyway,
Yep. So it'd be worth a remote view. And that's the reason why I sent it, is even if you don't have the pictures or can't get to the video or whatever else is going on with it, there is also a view of the, I sent you something of the back view of the mountain that they're on, which definitely looks like biology. So that was biology. And apparently the Indians, I remember this from somebody else giving some information, they called it the place of the grandfathers, that area. So that's very interesting, because to them, grandfather means like ancestor a lot of times. It's
Yeah.
not your immediate grandfather, it's your ancestor, your lineage, has to do with your heritage, your lineage. Or sometimes they call creator grandfather. So, just
I know,
thought,
I know this is kind of stepping aside a bit, but when they are finding minerals in the ground, like you said, and their previous beings or dragons or whatever they are. Okay, so we are coming out of the Iron Age, and that's what our blood is: iron, red,
exactly.
purplish. Okay, now we're going into the Bronze Age. By the end of that age, do you think maybe our biology changes? Our blood has more copper or zinc or whatever in it.
That might be. Angel Wings keeps saying that she needs a little copper to keep her hair red.
Oh, see, there you go. Now we know eventually silver and gold age. Now, what if these beings were in the golden age and they died, and what we're digging up, the gold and silver, is blood? I just wonder.
That's
yeah,
right. The theory is that it's the heavier parts of the blood.
Absolutely, we are.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We know this.
Yeah.
The Indians even tell us that some of the stones we're digging up are blood, and one of the stones that is the most sacred is pipestone, which they don't say represents the blood of the ancestors. No, they say pipestone is the blood of the ancestors, and it is quite red.
Oh yeah.
So,
I wanted to.
they're just telling us right out.
I wanted to take you back to gut biome, like in intestinal health. They're actually, apparently what they're doing with people that they're having all these stomach troubles, they're actually using they're transforming gut biome into sensors.
Oh, God.
So they're messing with the gut biome to use it
Of
as
course.
sensors. And that's why I think the magnet theory, using a magnet in your coin pocket or in that area, seems to work, is because it disrupts the use of the intestinal biome as sensors.
Oh my gosh.
Just a theory. Just a theory, guys.
Well, they told us about biocomputers, 20 years ago? We are it.
Yep.
They made it.
What's going to be the impact of biocomputers? Well, I think we're seeing it, and part of what you're talking about is probably might be the part of the cause of the rise of stomach cancer and colon cancer.
Here's the next phase of their concept here is photonic human body communication, which is using tissues as storage and transmission via light. So all those LED lights that they put in. See how many systems they have watching us, right from the telephone lines, because those are monitoring brain waves, the old ones, right up to today where they've got microwaves and LED lights now, monitoring, surveilling, tracking, tracing, measuring different energy levels off your body, measuring brain waves, measuring your blood pressure, using your system for storage and data transfer, blockchain, cloud. That's all you, you know.
Yeah.
It's and nobody consented to any of it.
They're just damn pirates.
Yeah.
They're just, they came out of the ocean with, we know the law of the ocean. We live by it still. Oh, that's very
Maritime law.
Pisces. It's going to change though, because Aquarius is
Yeah.
going to say no. Anyway, yeah, they came, and here they are. They're still here. Crosses and bones.
Yep.
Skull and bones. That's it.
Mhm.
Bastards. Yeah, she was talking about Skull and Bones. You know how far back that goes in America?
Before. I
Seven-
mean,
1760.
yeah, I mean, and it came from somewhere. I swear, it's an old
Yeah.
maritime civilization.
Yeah, in one of her previous videos, she's outlining a history going back to the 1760s and the inception of democratization of stuff happened 200 years ago. My research led me back to 100 years, like the Fabian Society, to the 1890s and things like that, and the British secrets, British intelligence. And but even before that, you know, there was these democratization societies and stuff,
Mhm.
Skull and Bones and all that. Yeah,
Yeah,
they were all
yeah.
right there.
And when Europe, Spain, and all of them discovered there was land over here, they didn't send their soldiers or no, they got I swear to God, Christopher Columbus was probably about 6 different pirates with the same name, because they like to confuse you. Anyway, the Queen hired pirates to come over to, you know, South America and discover all of that. That's my hit. And then they put a nice little picture of a guy named Christopher. Come on. I say it.
Well, you know, when I went down to the islands, to the Bahamas, they have a whole different story of Christopher Columbus than what we were told.
Oh, I'm so sure they do.
Because and slavery as well. I mean,
I don't know what.
everything we've been told is contrived. Everything. Their view of Christopher Columbus, he took all the native people off of all the islands he stopped at and replaced them with black slaves from Africa.
Hmm.
So there are no native people left on those islands that he first stopped on. That's one. The other one is that white people didn't go to Africa and chase down a bunch of slaves, what Africans to be slaves. Other Africans did and sold them
I can
to
try.
the white traders because, they knew the territory and everything. It was a way of getting rid of a rival tribe so that you could take their land. It was another land grab.
Yeah. I could totally see. And they probably told these Africans, like they tell people today, oh, go to the New World. It's going to be a better life for you. So they willingly,
Probably some of them went that way too.
willingly got on the ships. Yes, I think.
There is one example of a woman who did. They did say exactly that. And then they used her as an exhibit.
Mm-hmm.
Because she was, I guess,
Truthful.
she was very unlike anything they'd ever seen. She was unique. We'll just put it that way. I'll see if I can find the research on her. But yeah, why she willingly went to the New World, we're not sure. I wouldn't have wanted to go, but things must have been very bad at home. But yeah.
Yeah, there were very few women that came. Very, very few.
Uh-huh.
I heard a story. The first women they sent were just prostitutes. we're having troubles with the law and stuff.
Oh yeah, human trafficking. It's another forever
Yeah,
business.
Human trafficking has been around.
I don't think they went willingly. You know,
Mhm. Yeah, no, I'm sure. No, there's all, yeah, it's not the pretty stories that they tell us.
hmm
No.
not at all.
So, but before I forget, getting back to just like, doing a personal, like I said, a mental rebellion. Do you think that chanting, and even singing to positive songs helps, get
Yeah,
us turned around? Yeah, like you just put
yeah,
something positive, chant something.
yeah.
Absolutely.
I found even like I could sit down and listen to the national anthem sung by somebody that's with a really great voice, and that gives me the chills right up and down my spine,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So that's shutting the system out and going active. I guess is the piloerection and that rolling of the shoulders because it should cause a sensation of piloerection or goosebumps going down your body, and then you can push all that energy out.
There we go with that piloerections again.
Yep. Or maybe go commando with it, go active with it, and use it as an attack method on the
Yeah.
system.
Well, because I noticed that, you know, on television and in songs, everything, it's repetition that they use over and over again to the point of irritation. I don't know if you watch television, but you'll get the same commercial, every 10 minutes. It's like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
But they do it intentionally because they are spell casting. They're projecting out in repetition to create their reality. So yeah, I'm wondering with us if we just
Well, if
start
you
learning.
don't, yeah, if you don't practice it, you won't be able to.
Yeah, it won't do you no
Well, they
good.
do that in India. That's the
Yes.
Indians when they do their chanting,
Yeah.
they will say Lam Ram, all of that, and
Well,
they'll
like you
chant it
said,
a certain
whatever.
number of times.
Yeah. But
Yes.
whatever works for you. Like we've gone over. Like I did a show entirely. Well, not entirely, but what good portion of it was just on things that will give you the goosebumps. Music was one of them. For some people, it's just a touch, the touch of another person, or
Things that you go,
rubbing your fingers up and down your arm can work, or even on your own.
really, if you have a partner, you've already got half of it
Yeah.
solved.
But if you rolling your shoulders forward, building up your energy, rolling your shoulders forward and projecting it that way works for her. That would be a good way to practice too. But chanting, I don't do chanting myself, but I do mantras. I do Om and that.
Mhm.
Well, I'm just thinking like the next time I walk through a grocery store,
Yeah.
you have good grocery shopping and you have bad because there's just some weird people in the aisles. Anyway, yeah, just, like it's like putting forth a mental projection of chanting something like, I'm going to have a great day in this grocery store. Everybody's going to be friendly. And just keep repeating that over and over as I walk through the aisles. I'm going to try this next time, everybody. And
I
fight.
just put on a good attitude and I'm very friendly with everybody.
Me
Yeah.
too.
That works for me.
Yeah.
There's always
But
somebody.
you actually energetically project that.
Project happiness, calm.
You've seen people
friendliness.
that will put on a face, right? They'll be walking along and they'll be grimacing, and then they see somebody, and it's like they suddenly lighten up. It shouldn't really be that way. You should be light all the time. Be happy in yourself, by yourself, just walking
Yes.
down the street.
Yes, I
And
agree.
you can project that outward.
Oh, wow, this
Yeah.
leads right into something that happened to me last week. And I really want to say this is different than any other time because I usually have holiday depression. I've been fighting for a long time because holidays weren't really nice when I was growing up. But here's what happened. I went to a holiday party. I went to a Thanksgiving party
Uh-huh.
and I did shrooms. I did shrooms.
Nice.
But they kicked in like right after I'd eaten, like right around when I was finishing eating them. They're going, oh, cool. And then they had music. And I was clapping along and I was doing my chair dancing because I can't really stand up to do a lot of dancing. But I was, in my chair dancing, and there were some people that were sitting there, just kind of sitting there like they're half dead. There were other people that were up there dancing, right? So I'm sitting in the back and I'm clapping and I'm kind of singing along a little bit with all of the songs. And it's just like rock songs, just like typical. And some lady comes up that was on the serving line, and she comes up and she just hugs me and she goes, you really are you're so happy. You really are happy, because it was a song Happy playing, right? And I was clapping along, and she goes, you're really happy, aren't you? And I said, yes, I am. Well, it is Thanksgiving and I am thankful for this food and I am actually happy. And then I realized, hey, this is completely new. I am happy and I don't have that undertone of dread for the first time in my life
Yeah.
that I can remember. I don't have this undertone of dread. I'm like, wait a minute. Something happened. Something changed. Just wanted to tell you this can happen. So I'm like, I actually, at that moment, I really was truly happy and I was feeling great. Something's shifting. Okay.
Good.
Just want to let you know that's a huge shift.
Nice.
So, but I've worked hard enough at this. And I think part of it is we are going through timelines. We are shifting timelines. We really are.
Into different ages. I was just going to say, beloved, as far as I know, cannabis works great with the shroomy experience. Good mix.
I think it really is true that the shrooms are going to help us with things like depression and anxiety and maybe schizophrenia. I don't know what all they are testing.
Yeah, I got a big bag of penis envy just to do microdosing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
We don't have any of that down here, darn it. I'll have to ask.
Yeah,
around.
microdosing, me and my wife been doing it for a long time.
Right on. Yeah, no. Well,
And
think about it.
Say this is a medical diagnosis, but it seems like her hair has changed color, gotten darker.
Oh yeah, no, I think it does, because mushrooms in nature, they're Earth's way of cleansing. You know, they have found that if they throw a pile of garbage with plastic, everything in it, and then spore it with mushrooms, the mushrooms grow and eat up everything and get rid of it. It's like a cleanser. It's like, anyway.
Oh, I got to tell you, this is so cool. I went to the farmer's market, the local farmer's market, Saturday, and I was kind of sad because at the place that I normally get duck eggs, they haven't been having them. And I went, and I have been eating a lot of mushrooms, regular mushrooms. I mean, I've been having them in my coffee and stuff.
Yep.
So I go
Cook with them a
to
lot.
the farmer's market. Here sits a guy with the last dozen duck eggs. And he just happens to have the last dozen duck eggs. Okay, I need chicken hearts. Here's somebody with their last bag of chicken hearts, right? They just happen to have a bag.
Yeah, you charmed.
And
that's what I'm saying.
Then
You
I
built
go
your.
around the corner, and here's this guy with lion's mane mushrooms, fresh lion's mane that they grew themselves. And I've never seen that at a farmer's market, ever.
Oh,
Called
yeah.
Sasquatch Mushrooms, the Sasquatch Mushrooms Company. And I'm like,
yeah.
so I'm going, what the heck? This is great. So all of this stuff that I've been intending is actually happening. It can happen. I mean, the intentions can actually, sometimes the magic works, people. You can't.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. You create your reality. And
Yeah.
I loved it when I'd go to farmers markets and discover little cellars with just like any kind of mushroom you want. Shiitakes all the way down to, like you said, your lion's mane. And I couldn't remember all of the names of them.
I'm
But,
waiting to see the cordyceps and, different stuff there. Cordyceps is hard to harvest, though. It's hard to do.
Is it? I have no
It's a
idea.
little harder. It's a weird process to get cordyceps. But
Though it might be a
yeah.
good business to go into, actually. Different. I mean, we're just talking edible mushrooms. I mean, I could, look at the others too. I'm just thinking.
Well, yeah.
I do. I have a grow tent out in the garage, and I'm going, in this heat, it's a winter thing, but by summer, I've
What?
got to figure things out. So I'm thinking, oh, mushrooms would do well in heat. Like
I must go. Love you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Dee.
Bye, Dee.
Sorry, I didn't mean to take the conversation all the way to that.
That's all right.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, talking about going back to, just like I have to concentrate on a daily mental fight against the machine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me too. Unfortunately, I've had to armor up completely. I've got armor on in my clothing, metal. I wear bracelets that are grounded. I wear magnets. I could make up a whole body armor suit.
Yeah, it's like we don't have enough maintenance already in our life, and
Yeah.
now I've got to do this.
Yeah, I have to do this just to have a somewhat normal life.
Tired of being pushed around one way or
Yeah.
another.
Now we're going to learn offensive
Yeah.
stuff. Hi, honey badger. Fighting indicates fear. One can never transmute with fear. Well, I don't know. I consider it more retaliation. I don't think it's fear. Somebody's doing something to me. I don't like people doing things to me. So I'm going to try and stop it.
Yeah. I just think, the emotions like fear is just, it's just warning signals. It's a tool for us to use, but not ride our whole life on.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like I'm not near a bear right now, but I know that I should probably, I suppose you'd call it fear, but I consider it just knowledge that I shouldn't be where that bear is,
Yeah. Or how to get out of that zone.
Really even fear, yeah.
Yeah.
Although in the situation, you would probably feel fear,
Mm-hmm.
Cordyceps helps my asthma. I don't know how to. Cordyceps. Okay. Those are like. I think those are like steroids, aren't they? Cortisone.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Wear a copper ring, yeah.
Yeah. Copper, silver, or gold, whatever you're drawn to.
Well, yeah, but honey badger, your life actually is in danger. They're killing you slowly over years and years. I don't have fear of it. I have knowledge of it, and I want it to stop.
Yeah. And once again, I always say, and in the food that we eat in the United States is beyond.
I do think there's a big difference between fighting something and fearing something.
Yeah.
Yeah, fear is the mind killer. Yeah. That's why I'll reserve my fear for bears.
Yeah, and things like that.
Yeah.
Huge black wasps. There. My fear kicked in that day.
I
didn't
had
know what
bite
it was.
my ear. I had a big black hornet bite my ear.
Oh.
Or sting me. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Oh man, that stayed in there because it's cartilage. It stayed in there a long time.
And they're bad stings. They're not like a little bee sting.
Oh, it's nasty. Yeah. Never been stung by one before. That was just nasty.
Yeah, I haven't, but I've seen one.
Yeah.
My cousin got stung by a really bad hornet, and it was like 2 months later. She was still, her leg was still limping her. It was bad, man.
Yeah.
Not some, so yeah, but you'll feel them, certain bugs or critters. You'll just go, your little senses go up like, I need to pay attention to get away from that,
She uses her biofield to back those critters off, she says. So I don't know how far we can take this, right? If you can affect critters. I actually attract critters, which is especially wasps. I like wasps. I don't like hornets. They bit me. That's what bit me, was a hornet, a big black hornet. But I like wasps. I let them land on my coffee, and they land on my face sometimes. They
Oh,
don't.
wow.
Yeah,
Oh, no, I wouldn't.
they're
No.
very friendly.
I don't know what I put out or emit, but they know I don't like them, and they swarm and then eventually hopefully go away.
They like sugar and they like flowers, right? So the coffee's
yeah.
got sugar in it, and if you got some flour in your smoke,
Yes.
they like
Or
that.
if you wear a really flowery,
Yeah.
perfumey shampoo or conditioner, and especially women's hair, oh, they love that.
Nobody ever tries to. Yeah, that's a good point there, Mr. Evans. An ounce of prevention is worth 10 pounds of fear, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was probably. Yeah, so the W band, I think I covered everything I wanted to cover. Firmament notices. Firmament, that's an interesting subject. So many different opinions on it.
Yeah.
You like eggs? I like eggs. Who doesn't like eggs? You can flavor them anyway. Yeah. I don't know why that video froze up on me. Kind of sucks. I'll share her channel here. So she showed you how she does her biofield practice. I'll have to do more research on that. We had to use a pencil and paper. DARPA versus TV biology. Yeah, DARPA. Oh yeah, DARPA N2. That's a. Let's see if it'll come up. DARPA N2. Let's see. Oops. Computer brain interface. There we go. Next generation non-surgical neurotechnology. In this document, they highlight how they can write to the brain with. Here, let me read this. The next generation non-surgical nanotechnology N3 program aims to develop high-performance bidirectional brain-machine interfaces for able-bodied service members and you. Such interfaces would be enabling technology for diverse national security applications such as control of unmanned aerial vehicles and active cyber defense systems, or learning with computer systems to successfully multitask during complex military missions. Whereas the most effective state-of-the-art neural interfaces require surgery to implant electrodes into the brain. No, they don't. N3 technology would not require surgery and would be more man portable inside, in other words, thus making the technology accessible to a far wider population of potential users. Non-invasive neurotechnologies such as electroencephalogram and transcranial direct current stimulation already exist. Isn't that wonderful? But do not offer the precision, signal resolution, portability requirements for advanced applications by people working in real-world settings. The envisioned N3 technology breaks through the limitations of existing technology by delivering an integrated device that does not require surgical implantation, but has the precision to read from and write to 16 independent channels from within a 16 millimeter cubed volume of neural tissue. Isn't that wonderful? Within 50 ms, each channel is capable of specifically interacting with sub-millimeter regions of the brain with a spatial and temporal specificity, sorry, that rivals existing invasive approaches. Individual devices can be combined to provide the ability to interface to multiple points in the brain at once. To enable future non-invasive brain interfaces, N3 researchers are working to develop solutions that address challenges such as the physics of scattering and weakening signals as they pass through skin, skull, and brain tissue, as well as designing algorithms for decoding and encoding neural signals that are represented by other modalities such as light, acoustics, or electromagnetic energy. Welcome to the DARPA program.
Yeah.
We're already in.
Oh, yeah. They're working on us one way or another.
Why they are, I discussed it last night, called graphene-based healthcare. It's an emerging new field where they can monitor you and do active things like neural stimulation and muscle stimulation. They can also monitor all of your brainwave activity, all of your body activity, everything that's going on in your gut, where you're moving, of course, you know. They can monitor how your mouth is moving and tell what you're saying. So I was going to get into this in a different show, but it'd be a fun one. What does the future look like? The future looks like you just standing there with no devices, no nothing in your hand going, call me an Uber. And 5 minutes later, an Uber shows up because you saw in your eye a printout of Ubers that you could select from. And with your eyes and your mind, you selected which Uber you wanted. And that Uber shows up in whatever time you agreed to on the Uber app. And you get into your Uber. And then you go to the store. And you walk into the store. And you just grab what you want. And you walk out. Because the sensors know what you grabbed and what you left the store with. Because they've got sensors on them. And that'll be your world. So you just, you don't really have to do anything. It's quite a leap in what society could be, and a lot of people will go for it.
Yeah, there's a TV series called Altered Carbon. Exactly. You just think it and...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, wouldn't you like to be more energetic, stronger, smarter, faster, better balance? Yeah, because they can offer you all that. And life extension. For who?
I know. Well, but then but wouldn't they give that to someone like Biden, so he's not so?
Well, that's how they hype. One of the ways they hype them up is they give them one of these super patches.
Yeah, and have a handler behind it.
Yeah, that's one of the ways they've accused it. It hasn't been talked about since the one article that I saw. But there was controversy over people using smart patches in the Olympics.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's huge benefits you can get from that, especially with like things like balance and strength and endurance.
You know, and that makes sense because the women's gymnastics, you know, where they run and do stuff across the mats,
Mm-hmm.
they're getting so flipping good and precise. It's almost unbelievable. I'm going, whoa.
Yeah, and some of the studies that they've done independently, they can increase your balance somewhere between 17 and 20%, your strength the same, all these other things between, around 17 to 20%, which is in sports and, is a huge advantage. And they can even do that to your learning capabilities as well. So, you could be smarter than everybody. They can pretty much right now, because they did it way, way, way back in the 1910s. They started working on the super soldier project with various drugs and other technologies. And they've just gotten better. So,
Yeah. There wasn't it rumored that Hitler, the Nazis, were really trying to experiment with all of that?
yep. Making the Uber mention,
Yeah.
the Uberman. I don't know if they were doing it electronically. Like most of the stuff that they talk about are more genetics. That's why they were trying to say that they killed the Jews was genetic cleansing or something. But I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah, I don't know about that part, but
Yeah.
the story, they call them myths now, but I think they were. I think they were trying to tap into just all of the occult.
Yeah. But yeah, a lot of people, like, I don't know, you think about it, like if the problem is though, is apparently they have to kind of make all of our genetics the same for the system to work its best. So that's a problem with the system right now, and us being all different is that that doesn't work so well with the system and load balancing and things like that. It'd be much better if our genetics were exactly the same.
Which may give us a clue as to why we have such independent DNA. Maybe it is it's a deterrent from a built-in safety mechanism that you can't clone all of these people or connect all of these people because we're very diverse in.
Yeah. Well, they can do gene folding and gene origami. So they can
Sure.
manipulate your cells and hold them in a position.
Okay.
They want to return to their original all the time.
Yes, it's our defense mechanism.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I don't want to get deep, but if there's that master programmer that created this matrix, that's pretty brilliant, actually. Anyway. That was a pretty good place so that you can't get hacked.
Yeah. Well, we're still being hacked, but
Right. But minimally, not complete. Like you said, it's trying to
it
bring itself back.
stop them. It just makes it a little more difficult. That's all.
Okay. But they might get over that hurdle.
Yeah, I haven't found, other than this biofield repulsion method. Like even like the bracelets that I wear that are grounding, they don't stop them from using my body at all. They just stop some of the negative effects of it. So
Yeah.
stopping it, I think we have to stop them from doing it. That's really about the only way, because they've got so many layers of systems they're doing it with, and they have been doing it for so long, like all the way back to the telephone. They were monitoring your brain waves using the telephone, apparently. As I've recently learned.
Yeah. Well, I know they certainly were listening in from the beginning.
Yeah.
Those little lady telephone operators were there for more than one reason.
Well, we didn't know that they were all recording your brainwave activity. Like, that's what they were doing.
Yeah, no, yeah, I have to say they kicked it all in. I want to say about I just picked 1959 because a lot of things happened that year. But yeah, ever since then, these last 4 generations that we're walking through with right now have just been bombarded with all sorts of things. And they will continue even if they know it's bad for you. I mean, they've proven that too over a century and a half of
Electric Rainbow by Arthur Furstenberg. He's done a good job of tracking technology and disease. You made it back, Indy.
Yeah, come on up.
There's a link.
I do. I love Indy's input. But yeah, the waves and everything we're going through right now, and it's compounded. When I was growing up, basically it was television waves and AM FM radio, but now your neighbor could just be blasting you with who knows what that they have next door.
Yeah, have you noticed how people have bad short-term memories recently? That is a case of radiation. It can't be shown to be. I've got documents that show that what it affects. One of the, blood sugar, your mind, because you're heating up your body. The excess energy, it comes off as heat, which causes inflammation, right?
Right.
So, hey, Indy.
What's up, man? Yeah, it was my buddy called in, and we was talking conspiracies for a while, the latest stuff here and there. But
right on.
As soon as he started talking, he was hitting on things that I was talking about earlier. Like I was telling you, that precognition thing. He was filling in stuff. I'm like, oh shit, here we go. It's weird, bro. I don't know what to make of all this stuff.
Yeah, is he being fed by the machine, or
I don't know, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, that's something I'm gonna have to really look into.
Yeah, man.
Seeing as my channel is originally based on remote viewing, right?
I've been having that thought for a while about these phones and the signals coming in when I watch these videos, and I think of a word or just a thing in my head, and then a few seconds later it comes out, and I'm like, all right, there's something going on here. It just forces me to be skeptical, right? Like naturally I would just call that a synchronicity and be done with it, but I don't even want to get tricked into thinking that if it's a hijack, so I have to remain neutral on everything.
I used to say there are no coincidences, but
right, exactly.
Give you pause for thought, right?
Exactly.
Like if you know that they're constantly trying to manipulate your emotions, never for a positive, it seems.
Yeah.
What else are they doing? Are they getting straight into our minds that way too? You little bastards.
And I feel like if you think about, there's been a big push recently for, Christianity is making a big comeback, if you will. Like a lot of people are.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like they're kind of like setting up the whole God thing, like, you know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, well, they were pushing coexist. Do you remember that? Where they had all the different symbols of different religions all in the word coexist.
Yeah.
So I think that's still on because, everybody's, the Catholic Church is all accepting of everything now. So they're trying to draw in, I guess, everybody else to one religion,
The Catholic Church is a mess.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the 2 popes or whatever. What do we got? I don't even know. And that grand thing behind him every time he's up on the podium, it's just screaming at us.
Thing.
Yeah, I
You
think they
know,
call that the resurrection, right?
I think
something, man. Yeah.
that's a
Of
horrible.
what,
Yeah.
though? I mean, yeah, no, it's an absolute mess. And what really upsets me is we know they have a lot of knowledge and hidden treasures. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd like to go under there and see some of their technical notes. I bet you they've got mathematics beyond belief, probably stuff like Vimana, you know, schematics and things like that from India and other places.
Yeah, and what's up with the fucking Lucifer fucking telescope? They don't really talk about that much. Isn't that in Arizona, by the way?
I don't know. It's the largest
Mhm.
by. It's a what do they call it?
It's an infrared type
Well, it's
telescope,
got. Isn't that the one that's got two lenses too? It's one of the world's only double lensed telescopes.
possibly.
I have no idea. But my question is, where's the pictures?
Exactly.
Where's the video show? They never show us. And I want to see China's Jade Rabbit that landed on the moon supposedly a few years ago. Where's the pictures?
Yeah.
Just wonder. Because they seem to have been able to do that in 69, but now they can't send anything home. Just wonder.
Yeah, they could definitely boost their credibility with all these little things, and they don't. That's weird.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It's the world's largest dual
Oh,
optical. So it can possibly, I guess, see in like perspective, see space in perspective,
and does it say where it's located?
different perspective. Let's see.
It looks like eyeballs.
Yes, looks very robot,
Yeah.
like a transformer. It's going to just pop itself right out of there in a second.
I think it's in Arizona, or,
Wow.
which is another question. Why not put that shit in Italy? Like, why there?
Is that where it is?
I
I
have no
think.
idea.
Mount Graham in southeastern Arizona.
Yep, there you go.
Really? Oh. Probably lack of light pollution. Because when you're in the middle of the desert,
Yeah,
you
maybe
can
so.
really see the stars. Yes, light pollution takes away a lot of visibility.
I'm gonna go visit that site on maps.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dudes.
that's probably not far. I don't know where Roswell's at in New Mexico, but I bet you it's in the same general vicinity.
They love that area. Yeah, no, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, very isolated. People aren't going to bother you. No light pollution.
And that's something they would talk about often with a lot of these little places, especially in the west and southwest areas, is when you have like just this, for instance, or any of these research facilities, you got to have people that work them. So in order to bring quote talent in, these high level technical abilities or whatever they got to do, you have to support that. So in some cases, they'll build up a city around these remote places just to kind of support the
What they're doing. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Because look,
yeah.
we
Oh,
got a
yeah.
weird place here in Podunk, Louisiana spot. It's the LIGO, and what it does is it's this big facility they built to um, basically measure some type of gravitational waves, which is a theory that's sometimes been debunked, and it's very debatable whether what they're actually measuring is what they think they're measuring type arguments. But
Right.
it was always strange. I actually sold a bass guitar on Craigslist to a guy who works there, and he came from France all the way out
Ah,
to Podunk, Louisiana
yeah, yeah.
to
They're
work
doing
at this
something.
place.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. I get that. And hey, go back, please, to the telescope area again. If you notice right there, they've planted a lot of trees just around it.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah. And they
suspecting
have
that they,
several These are other telescopes.
Oh, yeah, I see that. Yeah.
Advanced Technology Telescope and
Is that to
Sub-Millennium
hide it
Telescope.
from people looking at it?
Yeah, they're either hiding something with the trees underneath, or it could be just something as simple as changing. Hey, Watt Life, cool to see you. That they're changing the base for lighting
Yeah,
purposes at night.
reflective layer would be dark reflective layer would absorb light
Yes, you got
better.
it. You got it. Exactly.
Hmm.
Wow, that is.
See how odd? It's just out in the middle of just bank.
Oh, yeah,
There it is.
nowhere.
Just out in the middle of nowhere.
Mhm.
Arizona's good for that. But yeah, wow. Show us the pictures.
Yeah, let's take a look at what pictures they show of this.
Oh, dang, look at it inside.
Wow.
That's
Hmm.
the mirror.
It's huge.
Yeah, nice facility. The Catholics can afford it.
Yeah.
Yes, like they got the technical abilities for all this kind of shit and CERN and all this other stuff, but we still can't solve basic problems with technology and shit. You know, we still got stream yards that bug out, and so it just lets you know there's two different worlds we living in here. It's our world and these people.
Yeah, at least two layers, Indy. I'm suspecting 3 or 4
Yep.
layers of how people's reality runs, really. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Imagine being in one of these completely secret societies with human body augmentation, super soldier training. You know, like your life would be mostly probably spent out in a desert or some, you know, remote area, and you're trained for one thing to rule the world, Imagine that.
Yeah.
You know about the outside world, but you've never seen it. You know you're better, that you're stronger, faster, smarter than everybody else out there. So now you are the master race, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, be careful what you wish for, though. I mean, that can backfire on these people.
Yeah.
We've seen it enough in a dystopian movie.
Yeah. Usually always seems to backfire when you try to rule people. That is one huge telescope.
Yeah, very nicely done area. Everything's pristine.
Yeah.
Dirt roads are even clean.
Yeah, it
If
probably
there's
gets
such a thing.
repainted like every year, every 2 years. They probably
Yeah,
put fresh
yeah.
paint, the whole nine.
I'm telling you, man. Yeah, that's a great find, actually. Yeah, I'm wondering, what is the town around it that supports it? Like Indy says, you've got to support these things.
Hmm.
I didn't see anything close by.
I don't have my glasses on. Let me see.
I have Campground, Rappling Rock, Ice Caves Creek,
Ooh, ice
Campground.
caves. I wonder what that is.
See, we're a couple miles up now.
Yeah.
Campground.
Wow, nothing. Well, they can have it shipped in. They can have trucks going in there. No problem.
Okay.
I would
here's
imagine a lot of the standard,
city.
they probably live on the base. They probably have cafeterias. They probably got,
Yeah.
small little cities, like their little 15-minute city ideas. They got
Around,
Yeah.
that's around 20, 30 miles away.
That's not
Thing.
bad.
No, not that far. Maybe 10.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
Yeah.
Having to drive to an area to just load up on big trucks of all your, foods and such.
Yeah. Safford, Central, Solomon. Okay.
We lost Indy again. Oh, bummer.
Safford, Arizona, USA.
Safford. Okay. I'll look that up later. See what's
Central.
going on.
I guess these are like, I guess they're towns. Are they entire towns? Looks like a few farms. San Jose. Okay. Safford Regional Airport. Wow. X marks the spot, right? Cool. There he is.
Oh, hey. Yeah, as soon as I mentioned StreamYard, poor technology, the thing popped up that it lost connection, restart your device type shit. These people were,
Yeah. So,
Hi, Wildlife. There's a link if you want to come up.
yeah.
I definitely will say since
I'll be
the
back in a sec.
since the election, for sure, probably a little bit before that, the troll activity has picked up, dude. They're back
Are they?
scouting dude. They're kicked up and they're ramped up right now.
I haven't.
Been getting a lot of weird accounts on my page.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, all right.
I have had a few new people, but I think they were mostly directed here.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't suggested to them, or they found me, randomly on YouTube. I think I'm still well hidden that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, these telescopes, like, what are they actually seeing out there with these binocular telescopes? Because I haven't seen images from it.
Yeah, it must be pretty important for all this investment. Not just for the like they always try to say, advancing knowledge and science for our whimsical knowledge base as a society. Because they don't give us no information out of it. NASA, none of it. I mean, even the moon, like the only information we've been getting from the moon are like these quote amateur astronomers who invest in their own little telescope and able to show us this and that. But shit, we ought to have.
And then die.
Yeah, we should have every square inch of that thing documented, and we should all know about it.
2012, just before 2012, a lot of astronomers died suspiciously as well. I think it was 2012. I'm not sure. There was some astronomical event coming in. A lot of them just seemed to pop off dead.
Yeah, that whole Nibiru thing that was 2015, 2016-ish, that was a hotbed of discussions about that. And there was a lot of, I was just thinking the other day, there's so many of those channels, they just never post any, they never popped up. And
yeah,
said,
Father's Day, I've told this story before. Father's Day weekend, 2012. Me and my wife were walking home from the park, Father's Day weekend on the Sunday, and up in the sky was another planet the size of the moon with two long trails coming down from it. You could only see it during the sunset. Soon after the sunset, it disappeared. Yeah, I don't know if that was Nibiru or not. But,
yeah, I remember seeing some pictures about things and some videos from around the world. People were showing a couple things.
We were looking in the northwestern sky, and it was headed straight up with two tails hanging straight down. So I don't know if that was Nibiru or an illusion, or because they couldn't. Who knows if it was a hologram now? Because they can do that. You can get those. You can hire companies to do that for a party you're having. Put a holographic planet in the sky for you.
Yeah, I used to check on some of those Skycam type sites that do nothing but have these cameras pointed at certain areas and they're monitoring the sky all day. And I captured with my own eye, just randomly clicking in, and they'd have multiple locations, but I found some strange shit that would pop up on those. I used to have them on my channel, but I took all that shit down at a certain point. But
Mhm.
I definitely seen some stuff in my own space without being directed by somebody else. Just
Yeah.
randomly clicking in. It was like these red circle, red disc, not disc, like triangle shaped things. I've seen would look like a planet popping in a weird orbit around the sun that came into the screen. It was purplish and popped back out. I'm like, what the fuck was that, bro? There's no explanation for that. But at a certain point, I became skeptical of all of it. And I'm like,
There was a lady on Wayne Steiger that had a suggestion for an answer for that. Is that they're solar cores or like small planetary body type things that go into the sun, and then you see the sun hit them with an energy. And what that does is it charges up that planetoid or whatever it is to a point where the two repel from each other.
Huh. Yeah, maybe so. I definitely seen something.
And
And it would show up on multiple
loses
cameras.
its charge over time and then comes back in for another charge up. But eventually it should burn up because the charge hitting it from the sun is probably blasting lots of particulates off of it. But that's a theory for that one.
Yeah.
Because they are huge, right? Those balls that go into the sun, they're gigantic. They're like planet size. Jupiter,
Yeah.
gigantic things. Yeah, it could be a second sun. Yeah, dark sun. Or maybe the sun has moons, extra moons. We'll have to break into the Vatican and find out. They'd probably have our true history, which I think is pretty close to the Greek history. The myths they tell, that they call myths. Yeah, right, Trey? There were giants in those days. Yeah.
Yuppers.
Yeah, it does make you wonder, because when I was in school, I had to take a certain amount of elective classes, and one of the few that was on the list for me to pick out of 5, I had to pick like 2 or 3. And that fucking mythology class, I ended up taking it. I've never been like really interested in all that kind of shit. I'm not a fiction guy. I don't like reading stories too much. I'm more of a nonfiction kind of technical kind of reader.
Yeah.
But yeah, that whole mythology thing, and it shows up in all our society with these company names and fucking Trump with the Apollo shit. It's all there, It's like, all right.
I think that's closer to our real history than anything we've ever been given. Is that because in my research, I in mud fossils and like the eggs I've found, and the belief I have that dragons were very much like fish, so they could have had live birth outside with eggs, or given birth like mammals. I don't know. I think they were more like fish. So you could have all of these eggs scattered around the earth, springing up, like they say in the stories. How people sprang from the earth,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, that all goes back to that whole, isn't it? Kind of goes all back to this cosmic egg idea.
Well, dragons, being more like fish, would have hundreds, if not thousands, of eggs, and they'd all be viable outside of the womb, right? Outside of the body. So they could be scattered all over the earth, because I think the earth is a dragon too. So that's how we ended up with all these dragons, and then the story Sky mated with Earth, Uranus. And I don't know, but it seems like one of the forms that mated with Earth was human or humanoid, because we ended up with the Cyclops, which they generally describe as humanoid with one eye. So, and then the things like Typhon, the 100-handed, the 50-headed, all those weird chimeric creatures.
And you know what's weird? India has on record they have a lot of these they have these children born with multiple arms and legs type things, just like the
Oh, do they?
yeah, like the Shiva stat. They actually have babies that are born like that.
Yeah, like when Noah was perfect in his generations. I don't think they meant he was a good man. I think they meant that he was like the closest to the true form of that man was supposed to be, and a few others around the planet, obviously, because he wasn't the only one. There's stories all over the place with different names about the flood.
Yeah. And yeah, the Olympians, I think, was Noah's age. And then before them, the Titans, the tall ones, the real big giant,
Yeah,
whatever they were. Yeah. Yeah, I think we've gotten smaller for some reason down the road.
yeah. I met a guy years ago that came up with that theory. He'd never heard of it before, but I guess he had. I thought about it. It could be. I don't know. Now with the research I've done, yeah, he was probably right. We just seem to get a little smaller every time.
Well, that's the thing, right? They say with this whole Nephilim thing is, you know, mating with the human women. Eventually, over time, you would kind of start shrinking down if you propagate enough.
Yeah.
And then I guess every now and then you'll still have a giant pop out expressing itself. In our
I think
time,
the environment changed. I think the floods and the cataclysms changed the environment too, and that had a huge effect.
Well, yeah, and I watched this Bible guy who real deep on the whole giants, Nephilim, and he says they're still around, but they're more human size. But even in, I think the David and Goliath, I think Goliath was considered a small giant. Like they were already kind of shrinking down to like.
Yeah, he was
12
around
or
13, around
Yeah.
12, 13 feet. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And even in the Bible, they have scorpion men, people with fire. I think it was fire breath and poison in their tails. They could they could burn you with acid from their mouths, or they could sting you with their tail, just like a lot of the dragons that I've researched. So the poison would like debilitate you for 90 days. You wish you were dead, but the acid from their mouths would kill you. So they were like a chimeric creature, even in the Bible. And then they had the sons of Anak, who were giants that they had to fight. So even even the Bible has chimeric and giant people, including Goliath.
Yeah, that's weird. Right?
Yeah, one description was they sent out spies and they came back and said that we are the size of grasshoppers compared to them. That's really big if you're
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know if that could have been an exaggeration, but how much of an exaggeration? Yeah, they had good drugs back then.
Huh.
Yeah, they found opium in ancient temples in the East, in Egypt and other places. Pot, all kinds of stuff. So, it's all good stuff.
Yeah.
Apparently. I've never tried opium.
A friend of mine said he had some, and we smoked it, like putting a little bit in a bowl, like just like weed, and
Yeah.
it didn't really do much for me. I don't know how, what kind of opium. If it was kind of a red rocky kind of thing. It had a weird kind of smell or taste to it, but I prefer weed. Nothing gets me off like that shit, so I wasn't really interested in it, but some people seem to love it.
Yeah, apparently it's dangerous to smoke if you don't do it right, too.
Huh.
You have to have the right pipe for it, apparently, because of the toxins that come with it.
Huh. Yeah, ain't no telling.
That's why the pipe is so long. Apparently that does something as it's going down the chamber to the smoke. I'm not sure.
Yeah, not to my knowledge, I ever tried any opioids.
And
I put it
ayahuasca,
that way because
ayahuasca was taught to the natives by star people, apparently.
interesting.
Yeah.
That would be an interesting experience.
Yeah, that's extremely weird just because you have to have two different components. You have the one thing.
Yeah, and you have to treat them in specific ways too.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
Oh,
it's
I
not just
see.
yeah, it's a
Chemistry.
yeah, very. It would be a very difficult thing to come upon. You know,
Right.
just
Interesting.
accidentally. You know, but yeah, they found it. Apparently, I asked Chat GTP in Dan mode or jailbreak mode where ayahuasca came. I think it was star people from Sirius.
Hmm.
So, an intervention of some sort
Hmm.
to put us on a certain frequency for a while.
Okay, Woo Riders here has tried opium, so it'll straight up turn you into Frankenstein.
Huh.
Really?
Wow, that doesn't sound good.
Yeah.
Now we got people doing that slump all over the city too.
Oh, yeah, the Fenty Fold.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they call it a different name up here, but yeah, it's
Yeah,
a
oh, yeah,
mixture
they've got, that's
yeah,
right, tranks.
of fentanyl and horse tranquilizer or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, that gives them the slumps. Horrible drug that's being pushed by our government pretty much.
Yeah, they want the volunteers. There you go.
We have all those safe injection sites where you can get safe drugs, right?
Mm.
How ridiculous is that?
Yeah. Well, apparently Portland gave up on that one. They're now going back to the previous rules.
That's a
Downtown
pop.
didn't look too good.
That's good. I'm glad they gave up on those rules.
Me too. It's like
They
I
have
mean,
much
they're-
more to fix than just that, though, don't they? You know.
I mean, if you see cause and effect, you know, yeah.
Are they still having
saying.
riots every night?
Oh, who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, Antifa, that was one of their blossoming headquarters.
Mm.
People, yeah, a lot of them come from Portland. It's weird. Yep.
Pink Coke is the next thing. No, I think patches. I think
Pink.
people are going to get patches to get high.
Ooh, wow.
Log right into your brain. Imagine how
Yeah.
well that'll sell. Or, oh, you know what? You know, you want to be sexually excited because they could do that too. Oh, they could do all. Oh,
I
wow.
don't.
Oh, wow. No, but imagine, you know, any emotion, any thought that you want amplified, they could do it.
Yeah.
You
You
know,
know, in a lot of
How many
sci-fi
people would
movies,
say again.
I was just going to say, in a lot of science fiction movies, they show people using eye drops. Like, you just drop it in their eye, and all of a sudden they're somewhere else.
Yeah. Well, these days you can put on a patch, and they can take care of anxiety for you. That's one of the patches from Super Patch Company. If you have anxiety or things like that, they've got a patch for it. Isn't that great?
Oh yeah, no, I'm serious. That's where we're headed. Something very different than
Yeah.
what we do now. That's
You know,
for sure.
who doesn't? You know, I can see this just snowballing with kids and just being completely run away with society, where to the point where we've got a two-tier society. You know, the
Well,
old school and the new school.
on the backs of that whole patch idea and controlling whatever they want to do.
Mhm.
Well, kids go to school, you just give them a textbook, and who knows what happens when they touch those pages. You know what I mean? You could slip anything in
Yeah,
that kind of technology.
yeah. But imagine doing well. I think it'll get to a point. Like the patch is just really. It's not actually the technology that's doing it. The technology is the wireless signals, but the patch is an entry point to the body. So it's like a QR code with a unique signature that they can track to your through, like you identifying as I own this patch. Then they can track that to your MAC address because they've got your MAC address as soon as you log you're anywhere, they've got it. So they lease the MAC address to a company, a proprietary company, using their data on brainwave activity, and they're transmitting that brainwave activity to you.
And years ago, there used to be this chick who was involved. I think she's probably the CEO of Google for a while. And she was trying to sell everybody on the idea that you get this little small tattoo. You remember ever hearing a lady on stage talk about this little tattoo thing? So
yeah, but now they can do the same thing on a big scale with just metamaterials or air particles or almost any particle, pretty much. They don't need nanotech, which is surprising to a lot of people, but they are using it. They're going to use it for sure because it gives them greater ins into the body. For like the graphene-based healthcare, where they can alter neurons and stuff. Who knows how far they're doing with that too? Because that may help, Steve. But they don't need nanotech in you to do it, really, apparently. So they can use your blood. You've got iron in your blood. Most people have got microplastics running through their systems. What is it? We eat a credit card worth of plastic every year, apparently.
Yeah, I think they warned us, we are Devo. I think, yeah, we eat a lot of stuff that's just crazy bad.
Oh, yeah, they probably store all the music on us, too. All those MP3s. You mean Vivo, the music?
The band, yeah.
Okay.
They emphasized kind of a plastic world.
Vivo. I thought you were saying Vivo.
Oh, yeah, okay. I get that. That's a generational thing, I think. But yeah.
I remember Devo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, with their little fire hydrant hats.
Yes.
Correct.
Eating a plastic credit card. There you go. Yeah.
To use this as antenna, and it's better and it's more secure. That's the thing, Steve. Hi, how you doing? It's cybersecurity. It's all about cybersecurity, because if you have things on devices running through like devices and stuff, it's hackable. The human body is a much more secure storage and data transfer device. So that's why they use it. It's all about cybersecurity.
Which I'm looking at the new credit card system. I'm sure most of you go to stores and you can just tap it now. Just tap it.
Yeah.
They're taking away the slide thing.
Yep.
And definitely, they don't even have bumps on the credit cards down here anymore to run it across an old, 3-part NCR thing.
Yeah.
That's all gone. They've really changed it. So you just tap it now. Now, the Wi-Fi or the whatever is coming out of that machine, even if you're just standing near it and not using it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's constantly signaling.
Yeah. So,
in order
I'm
for
wondering.
it to receive it, you do it, it has to be constantly signaling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what is it transmitting to me as I'm standing at that station as well? I just wonder. I don't know.
Or,
I'm
you
just
know, when you walk into somewhere and they got automatic doors, right? It's infrared. As soon as you walk up, it opens. So they could put
Yeah.
any sensoring into that too. You know?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and programming. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Infrared is one of the systems they use for human body communication, I think.
Yeah. You know. It could be transmitting to me, oh, last time you were here, you bought bananas. Bananas are on sale right now, and not even know they're just Oh, and I have to laugh. The muzak that they put, behind the scenes in stores. At least they did. You know, it's definitely all mostly classic rock now, and I
Yeah.
feel I feel very old because they always put. They did it when I was a kid. It was all these classical 30s and 40s songs, and then 50s and 60s, and anyway, I just laugh as the programming moves on. Anyway.
I recently found this when I was doing some searches for some music today. I found a whole bunch of, I guess they're hit tunes played in 432 hertz. So I'm going to have to give that a look later.
Cool, Queen. Yeah, Bohemian Rhapsody. Wow.
Yeah.
The one song of theirs I can't stand. I hate this song. I don't like this one. They got a lot of good songs, but this one to me is
Well, they have other things.
Yeah.
Others,
Yeah.
this is there are channels dedicated to this, so we'll sub him up and go take a look.
But technically, for those of us old enough when records were the thing, not all record players do this, but a lot of them have a pitch control on them. So when you put a record on a turntable and play it, you can adjust the speed. And what I was noticing before I knew anything about 432, I always was pitching down all my music on a turntable just because that's what felt right to me. And
Gotcha.
yeah. So it's been around for a while, and we've probably all been consciously drawn to it. I think about the same thing. Rock music is all about the guitars being down tuned a half step.
A lot of bands did that. Yes.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right, because they felt. Yeah. What is that band? Oh my gosh, they're known for it.
Black Sabbath?
No, more newer than that. Hold on, I'll be back.
Okay.
He's got a wide range of music he does, so nothing in absolute particular, really. Led Zeppelin, Aaron Neville, all kinds of genres. It's nice.
Well, that's a better trend than what I was noticing a few years ago. The big thing everybody was doing is they would upload a song, but it would be sped up. And I hate that sped up sound, but they was doing that a lot. And I was like, what the hell is this? Like crackhead.
You can scan your RFD from your pocket. Yeah. I don't think anything's coming out of the chip. They're using the chip as a sensor. So it's a reflector. Actually, it does kind of come out of it in a way. So they use it as a sensor. Like any particle, they can use as a sensor as long as they can hit it with a signal and get a reading off of it. And then they can, hit it with something a higher frequency or more energy and change its electrical potential, so they can use them as switches on and off. They can do all kinds of things with particles.
You know what I think about with all this biohacking, and it's like most people, and probably including us, we're all very simple. A lot of people are just really not that interesting, to be honest. I wonder if in all this hacking, they hack in and, we can read all your thoughts. It's like, okay, well, what did you find? You didn't find anything fucking weird about me in there. You found out, this guy's pretty basic and normal, right? So what's the big fucking hubbub about all this shit? Sometimes I think it's just...
There's nobody looking at your individual information. That comes out in more like a print out like a group printout of, you know, statistics and things like that, specific questions that they want to know, or specific, you know, areas of interest of the demographics and stuff like that. That's probably more what's being done to it. Things like YouTube and that, where we piss them off with the, you know, it starts with an algorithm. It may go to a person, but it's very unlikely. There's no real people involved in most of it. Hi, Paul.
Hey, Paula. Hey, the band that always downtunes they're the Smithereens.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. If you're interested in any of that, good music. But yeah.
What time is it? 5 o'clock. Go for another half hour or so, if we have enough to talk about. There's a link for you, Paula. Yeah, the ELFs too. Like they've really covered the gambit for tracking and tracing, from ELFs right up to terahertz microwaves. You know, and they're talking about terahertz bullets. You know, so you know, people wonder when they're going to take you out. Well, they can take you out at any time. Apparently, at least it seems like they've got these terahertz bullets that they can project at you. I've seen technology now where they're trying to use like a toroid field, basically a donut of energy that maintains its shape and cohesion no matter how far it goes. Pretty impressive. It's really windy outside. Good night, Mr. Mission. But yeah, I really want to get this information out so that they stop logging into my body. Find a different system, a different way, you know, or, you know, turn the power level way, way down. That's
And real food, not messed with. That's my
yeah.
hand in hand. Stop with the waves. Stop with the bad food. Leave us alone.
A couple times this year, I've actually seen a blue sky that was as blue as when I was a child, but only a couple times. I'd like them to stop that as well.
Good one. Yeah. Stop for a minute. Let's see what real weather is like.
Yeah. Yeah, stop attacking everybody. They still won't let me on Zoom Earth.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I've played with it a couple of times.
Yeah, everybody else gets to play with it. I don't.
I'm sorry. Man.
Yeah, I'll pull
But
it
I've
up.
had that happen on platform. I signed up to a platform and then for some reason I think I'm deleting myself, and then I'll go back later and it goes it just won't let me on. It's my fault, but not.
Not letting me use it. Here I am
Yeah.
clicking on the buttons.
And they don't like you.
Nothing. Trying to go up, down. Nope. I'm using my roller. Absolutely nothing. If you could share it, that'd be fun.
Yeah, I'll bring it up for you. Hold on. Let me find
I
it
like to
again.
highlight. I like to highlight what they're doing with the weather because you can see it very clearly and plainly. It's so easy.
Here we go. Okay, and then I gotta pull it.
Look at the two places to really watch these days: is the East Coast, the West, the Gulf. Sorry, the West Coast of America, the Gulf of Mexico, and Taiwan area. Oh yeah, they won't let me share this at all.
Let's see. I'm in Germany right now. Let's see if I can take these things off. Okay. Can that go up? Good. Okay.
There it is.
Yepers. We're over here. Ooh, what's going on here? London. Is it going to let me grab? Hold on. Let me see. Oh, no. Oh, it froze me out too. Oh, here it goes.
Maybe they moved you out. Now you're showing it online.
Sorry.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is.
Very choppy.
What is this London area going?
That's
what's
heavy
that?
precipitation,
Okay.
I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Isn't it interesting how big cities over there are really close to each other? Anyway.
Yeah, England's really small, like compared to like Canada, US,
Oh yeah.
like
I
well,
I recently discovered that the whole of Ireland, this whole area,
yeah.
could pretty much fit inside my county.
Oh wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
England can fit in Lake Ontario or some of the Great Lakes. So, and I live right next to one of them. So, yeah, they're
Yeah.
not very big at all. Yeah,
No, yeah.
millions
This
of
could,
people.
yeah.
Well, yeah, and
It's,
then take that knowledge or that idea, and then look at the size of Russia and China on the map.
Yeah,
Fucking
yes,
huge.
yeah. And they have
yeah.
the technology to give those people water and power easily. You know, if you relocated people out to those fire areas, they could green it up and live there. So where are we
Yeah.
now? Go take a
Oh,
look at Go take a
Russia,
look at the Gulf Coast.
the Gulf. Okay. Let's see. Ooh, a ziggy zaggy is happening.
Yeah, we got some. We got the clouded over. It's sunshine, but it's still hazy and a lot of clouds in the sky here right now.
Yeah, the activity is actually north. Let's go in.
Yeah, that's where all the storms have been happening. These, I think we're getting into that whole polar vortex dipping down further south than it normally does. So
Oh yeah,
that's where all this weather's happening is in the Midwest and a lot of. I tell you another place to watch, Michigan. They've been getting a lot of Michigan, Ohio, that little spot. They've been
yeah,
having a lot of severe weather pop-ups right in those spots there.
yeah. Buffalo always gets hammered every winter because it's at the end of a lake, right at the back end of the winds off Lake Ontario. But Michigan, that's right beside me to the west, and they've got a couple lakes near there too that they can suck up water from, and dump it on you.
Yeah, and these storm fronts, they've been stretching from all the way from the south, like from the Gulf all the way up into Canada. So these fronts used to be more localized. Now they just sweep the whole.
Yeah, and after they do those storms, we end up with a swing in temperature. It goes hot, cold for
Yeah.
like a couple weeks. So our weather gets all messed up. All
Yeah,
right, that's really happening there. You want to
Yeah.
go check China?
Yeah, do you see this snake? I mean, it's just
Yeah, like
keeps on coming. I mean, wow. Yep,
China
first,
wants,
yeah, China.
China wants to weaken Taiwan,
Yeah,
and
they've been getting.
this could be a couple of cases. It could be China trying to hit Taiwan. They all seem to skirt right off the coast of China, but hit everything else as they're coming inland. You know.
And Taipei, don't forget.
No, they haven't got any swirling storms. So
Nothing
And
too
Taiwan's
big.
just a tiny little spot in comparison to.
maybe they're calming down with their weather weapons right now because that last time I looked, which must have been a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, that they actually let me look. There was like four turning systems headed towards Taiwan.
Yeah,
Maybe
Malaysia.
call them out. These assholes.
Yeah, Malaysia's getting kind of hit. That's another. Oh yeah, China wants all of this. They want Indonesia. They want it all.
Yeah, they want it
They
all.
really do.
So if they can hit them with weather weapons and weaken them, they're going to do it.
And
You know.
there's Bali. Yep.
Nice. I'd love to live in a warm area of the world.
I mean, these
Oh,
are
it's gorgeous.
it's essentially paradise. You know what I mean? Like it's fucking tropical island. I mean, that's the apex of everybody. Everybody said, "Oh, my happy place. I'm on a beach somewhere on
Mhm.
these areas that are."
Yeah, I don't like the bugs in the warm areas, though. They seems
Yeah.
kind of scary. You know,
Big
giving you all these
spiders.
diseases and giant spiders and stingy things and bitey
Yeah.
things.
Well, I'll tell you, dude. Here in Louisiana, we're it's subtropical or whatever,
Yeah,
and we used to have a lot more bug problems. And the past decade or so, it's noticeably absent.
you got those brown spiders that paralyze you, and
Recluse.
black widows. Yeah, those brown recluse or whatever.
Yeah, they mostly stay out of sight, though. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
I guess the name recluse kind of
yeah, yeah.
right.
Yeah. There's a reason. Yeah.
Yeah, they're mostly found in like if you have like a metal shed, metal buildings.
Yeah.
They like the metal more so than the wooded structures, and
Okay.
yeah, they'll be in the corners of like metal buildings sometimes. But
Yeah.
Wonder if they're
Hey.
using like a Faraday cage.
If you lived in Australia, you could visit Indonesia and all these beautiful islands all the time.
Yeah. Apparently,
How
the
close
birds
they
can
really
send,
are.
RF microwaves, and they'll like people were putting out videos. The birds were attacking towers because they were all sitting underneath it. But apparently, that's the one spot where you won't get hit by the microwaves. So, so they were actually getting out of the way of them. No, there's not too many storms. I wonder if we called them out, made enough of a shitstorm about their shitstorm doing, about their geoengineering, that maybe they've stopped it for a while.
Beautiful ocean.
Yeah, that they filled with containers and plastic.
Yeah, of course.
Now they want to do they've already done the Internet of the Ocean, where they mapped everything down there, all the plants, animals, everything, minerals. That way they know where to mine, right?
Let's see what's going on down here.
Just like, where was it, Indiana? I wonder what's happening with Australia right now. Usually off the
This
west
is
coast of Australia, they have storms.
yeah, we were just looking at that. This is interesting. Look how broken up this whole region is. I mean, that's trippy to me. More recent? I don't know. Just compared to other,
Yeah,
like just
Yeah,
going over
West-
to Africa. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not. Yeah, yeah.
looks manipulated, kind of, right? Like it's been
Yeah,
broken.
something's
Yeah.
different. And here's Antarctica. They're not kind of showing us too much there, I guess.
Yeah.
Not grabbing it. But yeah, it's just I don't know, because this was supposed to be attached at one time, I think.
Mhm.
Old maps show it attached.
Well, if the sea level was 400 meters lower, it would be probably. They say at one time it was much lower when the Ice Age was here.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah.
So you would have had a lot more land bridges everywhere.
Let's see what the Middle East is doing.
Yeah, I was wondering if they would be sending storms to Iran or any of those countries, but they'd have to gather up the water and then dump it after it passed over Israel.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I'm just amazed at the lights
Yeah.
It's just like, whoa, this place has really grown. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a lot of people.
Yeah. The nighttime views are really cool.
Yeah, this is tripping me out with the lighting, on this stuff.
Yeah. You can really tell who has power and who doesn't, right? You look at the app,
Yeah, literally and figuratively.
you know,
Yes.
like,
Yeah. Look at this. Look at, oh, I might have zoomed in too fast, too much. But look, yeah, look at Saudi Arabia, Mecca, and
oh, yeah. Just lit up like a Christmas tree, right?
oh yeah, man, that's a lot of people hanging out there.
Mm-hmm. Just look at other parts of Africa where they don't have money. You won't find so many lights.
Exactly.
Or
Nothing.
North Korea. North Korea is like that one little spot
Yeah.
surrounded by lights at night, but that's still
Yeah.
completely dark.
Yes, that's a great
Yeah.
example. Let me see.
And
if
you would think, since they're so tight with China and Russia as an ally there, you would think at some point they could have figured that part out and be like, "Hey, bro, you can get us some lights in here." And they're like, "Yeah, dude, you don't
Yeah.
need nothing. We'll get some lights."
Look at it. Oh, my
Yeah.
God.
I'm trying to
Because
bring
South Korea is very high tech,
Look at it.
like Tokyo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
bigly. They are excelled, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at the difference. Nothing here, and then right at the line, here's all the lights.
Go in closer, see if you can see. There looks like there's one little light there on the bottom right of North Korea.
That's
One-
probably Kim Jong Un's house.
There's
Yes.
one on the left. Yeah,
there's
Kim
a
Jong.
couple.
So there's a
Little
couple
lighting in here, a couple,
Yeah.
but not like South Korea.
probably around the docks too. There, that one estuary they have, or
Let's see
yeah.
if I can.
Wow,
Yeah, trying
That's
to get it over this thing.
brutal reality, eh?
Yeah.
Everybody in North Korea lives in darkness, pretty much. You
It's,
know?
it's almost the contrast when you look at Haiti versus the Dominican Republic. Like Dominican Republic is all green and modern, and then that's country line there where Haiti starts is just brown.
Yeah. Yeah, they need to be colonized again.
And I just want to put it out there. We dropped the bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki in 1945, and oh gee, it's thriving now with a
Well, I thought
half-life.
it would be irradiated for thousands of years.
Yeah, just
What happened?
wondering, just asking the questions.
Everybody must be on special medication so they can live there, right?
Correct. And Nagasaki, oh, there it is. Right here. Looks pretty good to me
Hmm.
with its little lights. And it is a major car manufacturing city, by the way. Mazda and Honda stuff comes out of there.
Those must be irradiated cars when you buy them, I bet.
You'd think. Just, I always just put the question out there.
Good
yeah.
point. Yeah, it's interesting to look at the stark differences there.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, it is fun. Oh, and here. Look at the population here. India has been booming. Look at this. This is just. It's its own star. It's so bright and dense.
How many billion people they got there?
It used to be 1.5, I think.
Wow.
It's a lot
Yeah.
of people.
And surrounding countries, forget about it. They're in the dark.
Yeah.
Look at that. Wow. Oh, hey, do you remember when George Harrison did Bangladesh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a lot of lights there, is there?
Not as
many.
much, but yeah, they're
Pretty good.
hanging. Yeah, they're hanging, but not like, yeah. Look at the density of lights.
Yeah.
It's just, wow. Is this town called Lucknow? Wow, Lucknow.
Look now, that's cool.
Yeah, I'm sure it doesn't mean that, but yeah, they wrote it that way. I just wonder. Yeah, that's trippy. India.
Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing. And we hear about these countries, all the time in the news,
Hmm.
just give or take.
Yeah, we almost had an Indian president,
What, say that again, Indy?
Kamala. We almost had
yeah.
an Indian president.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, America's big with India. That's why
Yeah.
they're always on the fence with BRICS. So, yeah, we're in. No, we're not. Yeah, we're in. No. I think there's backdoor deals going on. So, because both
Ramaswamy.
want India. Huh?
Vivek Ramaswamy was a
Yeah,
presidential
yeah.
candidate,
Yeah. I mean,
He's Indian as well.
You got Nikki Haley. She's always trying to poke her nose in.
Mhm.
JD Vance's wife is Indian. It's been popping up a lot the last few
yeah.
years.
There you go. The
Pierre
connection.
Poilievre's wife is Indian.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of power. And I believe they supposedly they have the kaboomas, as I put it.
Yep, they do.
The big kaboomas.
Yep. Them and China are always fighting too. They used that was one of the places, the border of India and China was one of the first places they used electronic weaponry in warfare. They used active denial type systems to rout the Indian forces.
Yeah, India and Pakistan were big rivals, which is
Yeah.
kind of funny because 20 years ago, this whole war on terror, Pakistan was always touted as our biggest ally over there. I always used to think about India. I was like, well, do we have a problem with India then? Because Pakistan and India are, it's just weird.
Well, they have the difference of being Muslim and Hindu, so
Okay,
that's why the separation. And then they're constantly fighting over Kashmir, the
But
city.
Pakistan, yeah, just like India, Pakistan, they're both nuclear countries. So
Yeah, and China. So like that's a real boiling point in the world. They're all pretty much fighting with each other.
yeah, Iran is nuclear because we gave it to them, just like we gave all these countries. And then Israel apparently is nuclear too. It's just kind of funny. They've only been around for 80 years now, and
Hmm.
they pulled off the nukes.
Where'd they get those from? They don't really have manufacturing, so nobody really does any manufacturing of that scale in Israel, as far as I know. So somebody had to give it to them.
Well, it's that Atoms for Peace thing, right? That was probably I think that was the 50s, mid 50s. So that would have been after the formation of Israel. But yeah, we gave this nuclear technology to all these countries around the world for peace.
Yeah.
And
Now,
here we are.
is nuclear even real though?
Yeah.
I've done shows on that. I did an analysis of the evidence, and it's questionable, highly questionable.
Yeah, I do. I asked that one because why, speaking of Vietnam, why didn't they use them in Vietnam? Why have a 10-year war? Was it pretty much?
Yeah, they had tactical nukes at that time, apparently.
Yeah. I'm just wondering. They didn't. It was a land. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a long time ago, and they had it.
Yeah. Oh no, they had it during Vietnam, and it was a conventional war on land. Some planes dropping carpet bombs, but yeah, I
They
just
used
wondered.
napalm there too, right?
Oh yeah, Agent Orange and all of that crap, man. They
EDT.
used that.
Yeah, they used horrible weapons.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was another test area, but they seem to be thriving. That's a lot of lights there for Ho Chi Minh.
I've heard of a lot of people moving from the United States to Vietnam, especially it seems to be popular with black people moving over there because, the American dollar will stretch still for a long way. Easy to start a business over there. And They said he get treated pretty well over there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you bring some bank. Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. And another's Thailand. It's a great place for an
Yeah.
expat. It really is. That's where they go. Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if they've all bought themselves some islands down there, you know,
Yeah.
in the Pacific. There's tons of islands.
Yeah. Islands that are probably not even on this map. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
look
you
at them out here.
build a bunker into the stone, and you know, whatever happens, you can just go hide in your bunker, and you got your own private island, your helipad. You know, you can go and visit other people. Go to your village where you're breeding blood donors. You know, children for blood donors and stuff.
Yeah.
Keep them
See,
on an island so that they can't get away. You know.
American
think-
Samoa. Just saying.
You got Mark Zuckerberg and you got Oprah that both have these big
Mhm.
housing compounds on Hawaii, right?
Yep.
And shit, if I had their money, I would have an island. I would have a Jeffrey Epstein, kind of not doing what he was doing, obviously, but
Yeah.
if Jeffrey Epstein can have his own fucking island in the Virgin Islands,
Well, I'd love to have a couple of islands. One, you know,
yeah,
that'd be
shit,
awesome.
that'd be the first thing I buy.
Yeah, and they are cheap. They're like, well, for them, you know, they're
Yeah.
not cheap for us, but for
In
them, they're,
comparison, yeah.
you know, they sell in the millions, you know, which isn't that bad for most of them.
Right.
Yeah. Look at all these little French Polynesia. Who'd have thought? Little
Well, you
islands.
spend
Just a,
5 million putting in, you know, fresh water and electricity, and there you go. You're fine.
Yeah, you can even afford to build your own fucking hotel there if you want to turn it into a cash cow. And
Build your own power generation plant.
yeah,
They have small scale ones you can buy easily.
oh, those are tiny. That's a petite.
Yeah.
But I mean, just yeah, there's just all these islands out there. No one
Yeah.
even knows.
Yep. Nobody goes to them, you know.
Nope, that we know of.
Yeah.
Yeah, Easter Island. Where are ya? Was that it? And they just call them something else?
Yeah, that's out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. French Polynesia, right? Richard Island. I'm looking for Easter. Might be. I thought it was
be a
more
good
off
spot
of
to send all these weirdos. One of these remote islands in the middle of nowhere, just drop them off.
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
say.
Don't forget
Criminals.
to
Mhm.
spay and neuter them, like they want to do,
Yeah.
apparently.
And look, I'm humane. I'll leave them a fishing pole and a tackle box and say, "Here you go, bro."
Yeah, yeah.
Help out, bro.
Hey, I'd give them guns with lots of bullets. You know,
Yeah. No rafts, nothing that floats, so you don't get nothing that'll
Hey.
float.
a big electronic fence around them, like they've set up around us. You know, with 5G, you know, posts that if they go near, it just starts. You know, just gives you a little shock under the skin. And then as you get closer, it's more and more and more. And there you go. And they'll stay on that island, I guarantee you. Yep, you could do that.
You know, that's funny. If we think about like popular pirate culture, like if you think about like the Pirates of the Caribbean
Yeah,
type time frame,
yeah,
it's a pretty common story that we've been sold that often these sailors and shit would get marooned on a deserted island.
Mhm.
There would have to be a lot of islands to have so many deserted islands to form this popular culture story around that, right? But
yeah,
when you look at the ocean that they were mostly sailing, at least to the most part, would be the Atlantic between the Europe and the New World, America and the Caribbean and all that.
Mhm.
There's not a lot of islands on the map, like just deserted. There's the Virgin Islands, which are kind of that,
yeah.
but that's just one little spot. The rest of it's just wide open ocean from what they show us. So
Yeah,
there's got to be more spots.
could be. Yeah, there's huge open areas of ocean they show us. Some
Right.
people believe that there's like a continent in the North Atlantic that they're not showing us because planes don't really go over this one area, and it's huge. It's a huge area. I don't know how true that is or not, but it could be. Damn it, because they're only going to show us what they want to, you know.
It doesn't look like it's a good day for Lucifer's telescope.
Huh.
Kind of cloudy over Arizona. We're getting this stuff
Yeah,
over
how
here.
much?
Ooh, look at
is
the lights. That's
Ooh,
the other thing in the United States. Yeah, do you see the United States, man? Boom.
oh yeah,
Look at this,
East
man.
Coast, yep.
that's
Yeah,
right.
that ain't even, it's going to keep going and hasn't started. Yeah, that's a lot of lights.
That's 5:30 and sunset.
Yeah,
Area.
over here for you guys. You're
Yeah.
just,
That's awesome. Yeah, that's a lot of power being used, eh? Not as much as India. Look, less dense than India. India looked really lit up. All right, Paula, we'll see you later.
bye, dear. Talk to you in a bit.
Yeah, go in close. Let's see if it's as dense as India.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Are you kidding?
Yeah, the East Coast itself is
Okay, yeah.
pretty stark.
Might
Yeah.
look- Yeah, it might look a little more dense than India, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
This is just the Northeast, you know?
Yeah, look at that
this.
around Lake Michigan there.
Oh,
That's
oh,
just cooking hot.
bigly. Yeah, all of the lakes. Look at Toronto, all of this
Yeah.
in here. Yep, that's a lot of peeps, as I say. Look at this. And then it goes down into the southern part. Oh, yeah, look at all the coastlines.
Yeah,
Yepers.
cool. We've made a lot of light bulbs.
We've conquered the lighting.
Yeah,
Yeah. And then it will thin out through here. And then, of course, the West Coast, it's just one
Yeah.
big line.
Yeah, everything west of the Mississippi, it definitely is, as far as population density. East of the Mississippi is where all the people are in action. It's all crowded, but once you get west, that's when you get out into the
Yeah. Filters. Yeah, it's less.
very dense
is
Sparse.
nutritious, You can't grow as much on the land, I guess.
Unless
Yeah.
you're around a telescope, they can figure out how to grow trees out there, but
Well, when we looked at it, those trees looked pretty terrible. A lot of them were mostly just sticks, so they weren't growing too well. So they were probably having to dump water on it,
Portland's getting hit.
outside source. And they obviously didn't have enough of it because a lot of the trees looked totally dead.
Chihuahua's doing good. Yeah, no, it's what? Oh, it's heading. Oh, the Rockies are. I bet you got a lot of snow dumping over here.
Yeah, out east or out west in Canada, and they've got
All on up here. Yeah, look
Yeah.
at that South Dakota. Oh yeah, the Dakota all the way through here. Snow, 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 snow. Ooh, look
Yeah,
at this one.
There's the new polar vortex probably. So they're drawing in the cold air.
Wow, look at it. It's you can see it. The Fibonacci.
Yeah,
like it wasn't until 5 days ago, actually about 3 or 4 days ago, I was able to turn my air conditioner off in my house from running all day just to keep it decent in here because
Yeah.
it's so hot. I just turned my heater on for the first time this year, like 3 days ago.
Oh, okay.
And that was just to take the chill out the air. It wasn't even really cold.
yeah.
Right,
That's
right.
much later than usual.
Mm, pretty much, yeah. It was just like a light switch night and day. I went from
Yeah,
80, 90 degrees to, Oh, you can turn your heater on today. It's like, oh,
Yeah,
that's weird.
huge temperature swings. Yeah,
Yeah.
that happens after hurricanes. After they put a hurricane through up here, when they do it in the Gulf, we get these huge swings for weeks. It's ridiculous. But,
Look, we still got most of the leaves on the tree, like any of the fall, autumn shit. It's not
Mhm.
really happened.
Hmm.
I got flowers blooming still out here, like it's spring.
oh wow.
Mhm.
I wish they'd just stop messing with the weather, and then they could try and improve their, man-made climate change thing, because they're already changing the climate constantly, doing weather wars on people. That has a huge effect for, weeks if not months after. The system, it takes the system a long time to go back to, something that looks like normal. Anyway, but
Yeah, and Mr. Billy G, he says planting trees and that won't help.
yeah, he wants to cut them down and bury them.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a good idea.
genius.
Except, no.
Yeah.
You've already tried to prove the opposite to us in the past. Now you're trying to prove that to us. Come on.
Yeah, and we just mentioned Easter Island, right? Isn't that the story of Easter Island? Is that they cut all the trees down in order to survive for firewood, and then it
Yeah.
made the land bare, and then
Yep.
cascade effect. Yeah.
Yeah. No wood,
I
but
mean-
they could build all these statues.
Yeah, that too.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, the crazy stories they come up with.
Well, it's 5:30. I have to go and get dinner.
Me too. Excellent. Thank you for having me up, Max Vision.
Thank you for coming up.
Peace, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you to chat. Much love to you all. Till next time, keep your third eye open. Use your intelligence and your intuition. Bye-bye.